Пошли. Все вместе. Какие ваши доказательства?
They want you to comply.
Cancel culture is about canceling.
Cocainum.
Up yours. Woke moralists. Up yours.
This is systematic bullying that's happening.
Woke moralists. Up yours.
And they believe that they can then
Woke
shut us
moralists.
up.
F around and find out.
Up yours. Woke moralists.
They seem animalistic is what I mean.
No, they're worse than animals.
The woke mob, they ruin everything.
They stop Ben Shapiro from going to events and speaking. They stop Ann Coulter from doing it.
I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob.
You never cave to the mob.
We will never bow to the mob. Ever. No matter what.
Do you see the final expression of cancel culture in terrorist groups like
Up yours.
We'll see who cancels who. They want you to comply.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Leftist Mafia. So excited to
Hello.
be here. This is
Wow,
going to
you
be a heavy
sound
episode.
really excited. You sound
There's
like
just two of us. I'm so fucking excited. There's just two of us, as you all notice, and we actually have a lot to talk about today because going forward,
Right.
it will just be Matt and I. We have decided to cleanse the show of everybody else permanently. We had to Illuminati them.
And I'm on borrowed time too. I'm turning 40 this weekend, so in just a couple of years it'll probably just be you. I won't be here.
I mean, at that age, you never know what could happen. You could fall.
Right. Yeah.
You could, you might have dementia by next week. Who knows, man?
This is
crazy.
my like I was saying before we went live. This is my last Leftist Mafia stream as a young gentleman, as a young man, as a young however you want to phrase it. Because going forward, it's old man Binder. I mean, there's nothing else. You turn 40 and that's it. You can't argue. No one hears someone did something. Someone will hear someone did something wrong or something, and they'll be like, "Oh, how old were they? Oh, only 20. Oh, only 25. Oh, 30." But you never hear anyone say, "Oh, he was only 40 years old." No, you don't. That's it. No, that's it.
Now I can say, I host a show with a bunch of millennials and one boomer, Matt Binder.
Now people are right. People are arguing that 40 is the new 20, and we were discussing this before we went live.
I think so too.
40 is definitely younger than it used to be. I'll definitely feel younger as a 40-year-old than people who were 40 previously in a decade or two or three ago, how they felt. But younger doesn't mean young. 40 is definitely not young. 40 is younger than it used to be, but it's still not young.
Yeah, I mean, getting old sucks, and hitting milestones like that, it's difficult. I kind of had a mini midlife crisis when I turned 22. When I turned 30, I felt fine. I think when I turned 40, it's really going to hit me. That's the official midlife crisis point. And I still got a year to go. So I haven't had to think too much about it. But yeah, I mean, when I turn 40, I'm probably going to feel the same way. That existential dread, the feeling that it's all downhill from here.
When parents at my kids' school are discussing things and age comes up, or I hear the kids talking about their parents' age, and you got kids saying, "Oh, my parents are 40, 50. Sometimes you even hear a little bit older than that. And then my kids always got to be like, "Oh, my dad's, 36, 37, 38, 39. But that always felt like, "Oh, I'm the young dad." But that's over. This Sunday, that's over. My kids are going to say my dad is 40, and I'll no longer be like, "Yeah, I'm the young dad." Nope.
You're the young, cool dad. Not
No,
no
it's
more.
not anymore. No. I guess the new thing will be, yeah, I guess your dad's pretty cool for a 40-year-old.
Well, in other news, happy birthday, Matt. It's coming up. So happy birthday.
Yeah, this was,
to
I
you.
guess, all just a big conversation hidden under the guise of me letting everyone know it's my birthday on Sunday. So you all send me lots of super chats.
Yep. There's always some kind of a ploy, Matt. Every single time. I knew it. I wanted to also start the show by bringing back our old meme. We haven't done that in a while. You know, for a while, whenever somebody couldn't make it to the show, we do the whole song and dance about, oh, we kicked them off the show, just because I think that was our way of coping with having to kick off Illuminati and having to deal with that shitstorm. But it's very boring now. The joke doesn't land as much, I think, after having said it just now. It's not as fun because we've done it. Like, it's a dead horse, and yeah, everybody knows. And then the newcomers who are watching, they're like, what? How is this supposed to be a joke? Yeah, it's, 50-50. Sometimes the shit I say land. Sometimes it doesn't. So, you never know.
I mean, at this point, I think everyone knows that, barring maybe the one or two times a year you or I take a week or a day off due to a holiday or a vacation or something, that when you tune into this show, 99% of the time, you can guarantee that at least Mike and Matt will be here. And that's the Leftist Mafia guarantee.
There's only a couple of certainties in life, okay? Death, taxes, and either Mike or Matt appearing on the Leftist Mafia. That's
right. And most likely just
guarantee.
And most likely just the two of us.
Yes. Although sometimes if it's just us or just me, David Doel will jump in to rescue us because he feels bad. So we can guilt trip him into joining the show every once in a while. It just depends on if there's like a new video game out. I don't know if there's anything out that would be enticing to David. So maybe he'll jump on. David, are you watching? We'll see.
Maybe.
Either way, we still have a great show. It's just two of us. So we have a phenomenal show. I actually want to start out with some good news, believe it or not, because there was another election that took place. This was a special election in Eric Swalwell's old district, and progressive Aisha Wahab actually defeated the AIPAC-backed alternative, Melissa Hernandez. So this is another win under our belts. I don't know too much about Aisha. Her policy platform was not super impressive to me. I see a lot of lefties very excited about her. I think in part just because AIPAC was against her, and they're not going to be against her for no reason. So that's really exciting. So I'm happy to see us get another victory. Let me just read through some of this article to see if we could learn anything about Aisha, because I know she was a state.
I wasn't following this one too much. I was not too familiar with it.
Yeah, let's see if they give us any information here. Progressive Aisha Wahab has been elected to Congress. In a special election following a bitter intra-party battle over the seat formerly held by Eric Swalwell, who resigned in April after facing sexual misconduct allegations. He was also just raided by the FBI recently. Wahab, a state senator, was widely considered the frontrunner in the district in California's East Bay and had the backing of the state Democratic Party as well as Our Revolution, labor unions, local officials, and the state's attorney general, Rob Bonta. She won the primary for the special election for the final months of Swalwell's term by more than 20 points over Melissa Hernandez, the president of the board of directors for the Bay Area Rapid Transit BART agency. I believe AIPAC spent like $5 million against her too, which is actually crazy. I will fight for this district. Where's the policies? Let me see here. She's the first Muslim woman and Afghan American elected to the California legislature. Told The Guardian there had been a sudden surge of critical ads that had misrepresented her record. She described the super PAC's involvement as election interference and said they were attempting to buy this seat. And that's referring to AIPAC. Yeah. Oh, so it's actually $5 million. That's crazy. So yeah, she was supported by progressives. In terms of her policy, there wasn't a lot of policy. She only supported affordable health care based on what I saw. So I'm not sure if she's a Medicare for All supporter. If she's at least an anti-genocide vote in the House, then that's cool. I mean, either way, to see an AIPAC shill go down is really, really exciting. And we also had more great news this week.
Well, there's an ad playing, I think. Or is that on my end?
I don't see that on my end. But
I think it might be. Oh, no, wait, it's my end. My bad. Sorry, there was a video playing in the background that I didn't even know was open.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Sorry.
So I want to play, or not play, I want to share this. So we also had a massive win with Angie Nixon in Florida, completely out of nowhere. I didn't expect this. And now the Florida Democratic Party is coping and seething because they did not want her. They wanted Vindman, Alex Vindman. I can't remember his name. He's right, like one of the dudes who helped. Yeah, he was a resistance liberal from the first Trump term. Got his clock cleaned. He outspent her like 16-1. It was crazy. She raised less than $1 million. I think she had like $975,000. She ran 0 TV ads, and she won very comfortably. It was like greater than 10 points, which just really speaks to her as a powerhouse. And she is very clearly like, she's a standout. She's a superstar. When you see her on interviews, I have some brought up for you. She's really good at handling confrontational questions, aggressive media. She's great. And
also, I think it's really important. I think it's really important to point out that being in office in a local capacity as a member of the Florida House of Representatives, I think we've seen time and time again that is a huge boon. So anyone who really wants to get into politics should really start at a local level, because if you have higher aspirations, your campaign will go much better with a base of locals who know who you are and trust you and are already like that like minimum base level support, and then they start spreading the word organically. I mean, like you said, she didn't spend that much money. You got to believe that her constituents are very happy with how she was as a local representative, and word spread. In addition to, obviously, her campaigning for this particular office.
Right. And I think that you kind of see that everywhere, not just here. If you really build up a strong connection with your community, it's going to pay dividends if you are seeking higher office. We actually saw how Shoikat Chakrabarti, he really didn't have inroads with his community. He actually pissed off some local lefties, and he got punished for it when he ran. It didn't matter that he had the most progressive policy platform. He had done things spent against DSA candidates or beloved figures in the community that rubbed people the wrong way. And I think that had he spent more time making inroads in San Francisco, it would have helped him. So that's, again, like, politics is local. And if you want to run for Congress, you really should start local. But I'm seeing, like, there's some, inklings of fear from the Florida Democratic Party, which is, I mean, the Florida Democratic Party is essentially non-existent. They are just a shell of an organization. But, they're talking to the press about how they're concerned about Nixon's ability to team up with other candidates and fundraise down ballot hopefuls. No. She is going to supercharge enthusiasm because people really like Angie Nixon for good reason. And they say, oh, well, as Vindman appeared poised to do with his resistance movement. Well, I hate to tell you this, but the resistance movement didn't turn out for Vindman. Her positions on Israel also concerned Democrats. Nixon introduced a resolution in the State House 1 month after Hamas attacked Israel in 2023 that called for a de-escalation and ceasefire in the state of Israel and occupied Palestine. I'm still digesting last night Democratic State Rep Mike Gottlieb of Davie, chair of the Florida Legislative Jewish Caucus, said in an interview after pausing for a long time when asked whether he would be voting for Nixon, quote, "She's got some convincing to do to win me over. How about you go fuck yourself, sir?" I mean, this resolution that she is talking about, that he's talking about, that she introduced, I think that's part of the reason why people really love her, because she went viral in her speech, and a lot of people are sharing it now because she was crying, saying how many more Palestinian babies have to die, and then one of her colleagues remarked all of them, and she went on to passionately defend Palestinians because it doesn't matter if it was a day after October 7th or a month after October 7th. If you are aware of what's happening, this is an occupation. If you saw what happened in 2014, the evictions in 2021, you knew that Israel was going to go scorched earth in Gaza, and anybody who paid attention was proven correct. So the fact that she was a month in, that's not a mark against her. That speaks to her foresight. So, it's funny that you're seeing all this sour grapes and all the people who cried vote blue no matter who. That a lot of them aren't holding up their end of the bargain because, that was just the demand of us, not of anybody else. But I do want to share some clips because the media is doing what the media always does, right? But I just want to go ahead and play a couple of clips here. This is an interview from, what is it? Let me find it here. Okay, this is a newer one that I want to play for you, where she's asked about the DSA because she is a DSA member. I don't know that she had DSA's endorsement, but she is a DSA member. Her policies align with Democratic Socialists, and I think she handled this flawlessly. I hope that the video plays okay, though.
Why join the DSA if you disagree with various parts of their platform? Does it not just become a distraction from your own campaign and your own agenda?
You all are the only ones that are distracted. I'm actually going out talking to voters about the things that matter to them. And so we should make sure that we're pivoting to the right conversations. The fact remains that there are people who are dying because they don't have access to quality health care. Meanwhile, Ashley Moody voted to end the ACA subsidies. As I stated, nearly 300,000 people fell off the Affordable Care Act rolls. There are people who are dying because they don't have access to health care. Also, the fact that Ashley Moody is corrupt, right? She's corrupt. She allowed $10 million that was supposed to go towards the most medically needy kids to be diverted because they wanted to defeat 2 citizen-led ballot initiatives. The status quo is broken. People are losing their minds right now and taking their lives and even taking their children's lives. And the people at the top want to stoke division and want to push this hateful rhetoric. At the end of the day, I have always been about the people of Florida, which is why my campaign is Angie for Florida. I want people to no longer just survive. They deserve to thrive and flourish.
Very quickly, because I know that you have to go. Congressman Jolly says he is a capitalist. Would you call yourself a capitalist, or do you reject capitalism?
I live in a capitalistic society. I'm a small business owner. I like to make money. I don't see what the problem is.
So are you a capitalist?
I'm a capitalist who believes that we need some strong regulation.
Okay. All right. And will you campaign with David Jolly? Are you planning to campaign with him?
I don't have a problem campaigning with anyone on the Democratic ticket that is for actually having quality health care, that's for actually expanding access to universal child care. I want people who want to improve the quality of life for all Floridians. I'm sorry, I am still operating on a minimum amount of sleep, but I am out here just, talking to people. I'm super excited. Look, y'all, it doesn't have to be this way. I believe that hardworking, everyday people should get to shape what our communities look like and what our economies look like instead of this billionaire class that is actually running the show. I'm ready to put the power back in the hands of the people.
I mean, she's just so good. She's so policy focused and she's likable. And I think that this is really what is giving DSA candidates an edge. It's not just that they have the right policies, they're able to sell them really well. Like Zoran, I still think he would be successful, but I think that charisma really does give him an advantage. And Angie Nixon has that. She has that X factor that just makes her so appealing. And the way that she talks about issues, she comes off as genuine, like a regular person, not a rehearsed politician. I fucking love Angie Nixon. I've loved her long before this. She's in Florida. Her criticisms of Ron DeSantis have been excellent, but seeing her go on media is just such a win for the leftist movement because look, win or lose, it's going to be a difficult fight for her to win in Florida. She is doing so much to advance our cause, and I'm really thankful that she won. There's also, when you're
how weird was it that she was just constantly pushing the anchor? Are you a capitalist? Are you a capitalist? What is this? What?
Right.
What a bizarre line of questioning.
she has to get through, like, she has these things that she has to go through, and she has to go through all the NPC dialogue tree points before she can end the interview. But I mean, at this point in time, she has to make sure that she's not a scary socialist. Otherwise, then there'd be a different line of questions in the dialogue tree. But Abdul El-Sayed is not a socialist. He identifies as a capitalist who understands how capitalism works. I personally disagree with that, because if you understand how capitalism works, you'd be a socialist. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if you are giving us policies that make the country better, okay? Like, if you have policies that inch us a little bit closer to social democracy, I think that's a net positive, regardless of how you sell it. I don't think it's a bad thing to say you're a socialist in 2026, because I think that stigma is mostly gone. There's still work to do, but for the most part, it's gone. I understand in Florida, she doesn't want to say it, but this hyper focus on the titles or how people characterize themselves with the media, it's so, like, the juxtaposition between that, those dumb, frivolous questions, and the way that all of these candidates, these socialists and socialist adjacent candidates, immediately go back to policy every single time. It's crazy. Like, it shows you who's serious and who's unserious. Like, Angie Nixon literally cannot stop talking about policies and things she wants to do for the people, whereas everybody else is focused on things that are so insignificant by comparison. And I think that's really what is making her win over so many people. She was on, I don't have the clips queued up, but she was on Morning Joe, and she basically was winning them over. She had them eating out of her hand. She's really talented. And, like, again, it's Florida. Having said that, though, if anybody can really make some inroads in the state, I think that she can do it, because she's that good. Now, if you had to guess, Matt, I don't know if you saw this clip, what do you think they're going to ask Angie Nixon about in this particular clip? It's a bullshit question. I'll say that for you. But, like, if you had to guess, like, the dumbest thing they could possibly ask her that doesn't matter, what would they ask her?
Oh, I've seen this clip, so I'm going to pretend I don't know. I'm going to pretend I don't know.
Okay.
The dumbest thing they could ask her is, I really don't know, because the dumbest thing they could ask her, I know, and let's just watch the clip.
All right. I'll let everybody play along at home and guess.
You've campaigned with Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, Mr. Piker. Do you want to see them on the campaign trail with you as well?
So I have not campaigned with Mr. Piker. Not sure where that information came from. I have campaigned with Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. And so she is someone who wants the same things that I want, to make sure that government is working for people and not against it. And so I'll continue to do the same thing. But I have not campaigned with Mr. Piker at all. Not sure where that came from.
All right. My apologies. I thought that you had. My apologies about that. Would you want him to campaign with you?
I don't really know who Mr. Piker is. I've heard about him, and so
you don't know who he is?
I said I don't really know who he is personally or anything like that. I am actually focused on Florida and making sure that I'm talking to voters here to uplift their needs and their concerns. And so that's what my focus is going to be over the next 76 days.
You've campaigned with...
It's funny, because you could tell Gail was hoping for her to say yes, so then that opens up a whole new dialogue tree where she could be like, well, do you condemn him for saying America deserved 9/11? It just, they can't get out of this mode where they constantly have to try to back these candidates into a corner. And it's so frustrating to me, but at the same time, it's funny to watch them do this to her, because she doesn't take the bait. And it doesn't matter what they throw at her, she just goes back to policy and, like, I want to represent the people. Our media is fucking broken, man.
The idea that we watched this clip on the Majority Report earlier today, and I viewed Gail's reaction as, her shocked reaction is it comes off as she's pissed that her producer gave her the wrong information.
Okay.
Because on these big morning shows, these big network shows, the host is just, they're not, maybe they'll look into something every now and then, but they're just the talking head. They're on camera because of their ability to perform on camera. They're not doing the research and putting together the segments. That's what the producers are for. So she seems pissed that she was given the wrong information. But what I found funny was her reaction to Angie Nixon not claiming not to be too familiar with Hassan, when she's like, you don't know who he is, as if like she's wrong for not know, like but you didn't know, you, Gail, don't really know who he is because you assumed he campaigned with her. like it's such a weird, like I was completely wrong about this guy and the information I had about him, but you're gonna claim you don't know who he is? It's just like, what?
Yeah, and I don't know how they're not tired of this. I'm a fan of Hassan. I think that for the most part, him and I align on 95%.
But would you campaign with him, Mike? Mike, would you campaign with him, though? That's the question.
I would. And if they were to ask me, hey, well, what about his comments about America deserving 9/11? I just throw him a curveball. I'd be like, you know what? I think he was right on the money. No, I'm just kidding. Like, it's so boring. And I don't understand why they're so hyper fixated on Hassan. What's crazy is, I don't know if you saw this, but after Oliver Larkin's race was called, the first thing that Jared Moskowitz did was tweet about Hassan Piker. He tweeted, my condolences, Hassan. And it's like, bro, you're a member of Congress and you're tweeting about a Twitch streamer. It's kind of pathetic. It's kind of crazy. Imagine a lefty who won. Imagine if Angie Nixon won and she's like, take that, Asmongold. It's fucking wild. None of us would even think to do that. I think the logical thing would be to thank your constituents first. But the first thing he thinks to do is, I get to shit on the left. It's just embarrassing. So I don't know. At some point, they have to get bored with Hassan. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm bored with Hassan. I like Hassan, but I'm tired of hearing about Hassan. I'm sure Hassan is tired of hearing about Hassan every day in the media. It's got to be exhausting. Like, move on. Who's the next person of interest? Can we move on to Kyle Kulinski or fucking somebody else?
Sure,
Sam Cedar?
Hey, I'm sure Sam's probably not that controversial, to be quite frank.
That is fair. It would be, I would like to see Kyle have a turn. Like, I don't want Kyle to get attacked, but I know Kyle would enjoy that so much. And he doesn't give a shit either. So, I just like, switch it up. Like, we've been doing this for how long now? It's been months. Hassan. Shut the fuck up about Hassan Piker. Holy shit. It's so ridiculous. It's not working too. That's what's crazy. Is when Andrew Cuomo brought him up with the Zoran debate, it was so surreal to us, because it's like, wow, they're mentioning a Twitch streamer, and it very clearly didn't work. It didn't work for Mallory McMorrow when she compared him to Nick Fuentes. If anything, it hurt her campaign. And they're not stopping. They only have one mode, and it's Hassan. It's just so crazy. So I don't know. I would like to talk about something else because I get bored dwelling on the same thing, but they're not going to stop because clearly they think that there's some value to be derived by invoking Hassan every 5 seconds. So this is another piece of the same interview. I believe this is before that comment was brought up, but I think this is about socialism or the DSA. I can't remember exactly, but let me just press play here and we'll see.
Okay, the DSA platform also calls for drafting a new constitution. Do you support that, drafting a new constitution?
I don't support that, but what I do support is making sure that we're fully following the Constitution, which is everything that Donald Trump is against. We need to make sure that we are enforcing the Constitution and enforcing our laws and not allowing someone like Donald Trump, who happens to be a 34-count adjudicated rapist, to actually circumvent those things.
Well, it sounds like you disagree with a number of the DSA policy items while agreeing with some of them, perhaps.
But the main policy items that I agree with, which unfortunately leadership within the Democratic caucuses don't agree with, is making sure that we have access to universal health care, right? I don't understand what is wrong with me not wanting people to go bankrupt if they go to the doctor. There are literally people who are dying because health insurance companies want to deny their claims. They want to deny them life-saving health care. Like, that is wrong.
114,000 a year, according to a new study. 114,000 every single year dying, to her point.
Do we not see anything wrong with these companies doing this? They're only doing this because they want to make a profit.
And then, Kristen Welker just kind of continues to press her on the DSA thing, because why have a substantive conversation about the policy itself. I would love to live in a world where we're actually debating these specific provisions within the Medicare for All bill. That would be so cool. Like, okay, what about this ban on duplicative care? How does that affect the for-profit insurance industry? Instead, it's like, okay, she brings up this valid point, arguably the most valid point in the world, that people are dying because of our for-profit healthcare system. And the host is anxious to get back to the whole, well, what about this with DSA? What about that? It really is exhausting to listen to it, because even though I'm so like rejuvenated from Angie Nixon's win, the bombardment of questions is like exhausting that she's facing. It's like wearing me down. It's like, can you just let her talk about policy? She very clearly doesn't give a shit about all these little things that are bothering you with regard to the DSA's platform. She agrees with them in some areas, as I do, disagrees in other areas, as I do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. So I'm tired. I'm really tired.
Yeah, it's the idea that she can't be a DSA member or even like agree with DSA without like she has to be locked in step with everything. Like, do they feel that way about like Democrats and Republicans? I highly doubt it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I never see any of that going on. We're like, oh, but your party says this, and you don't agree with that. Like the blue dog Democrats and moderate Democrats. Like, I've never seen that for those people, but apparently you got to be locked in step with every DSA policy if you claim you're DSA.
Yeah, that's actually a great point.
Even Zoran Mamdani, who's like the face of DSA because he's the mayor of New York, doesn't agree with every DSA policy.
Right. It's just,
and he was officially endorsed, which shows that even DSA doesn't require it.
No, to your point though, it's like, are we asking, well, do you agree with the third way policy platform planks or their promise to America? I mean, as they've all told us, the Democratic Party is a very big tent, and the DSA's platform is very robust. There's things in the DSA platform that I agree with, but I don't necessarily find super salient. Like, there's a provision where they want to abolish the Senate and the presidency in favor of a parliamentary system. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think that's an easier way to create a proportional electoral system. It's not my priority because I feel like that's going to be very difficult to achieve, and nobody would know how to design a system without rat fucking it, wittingly or unwittingly. I support that though overall, but that small portion of their platform is just like, it's being used by Fox News as evidence that they're extremists and they want to do away with our form of government, when it's like, what they're proposing is a basic form of governance that is common throughout the world. And Canada has a parliamentary system. That doesn't mean you're a fucking extremist. They're just very clearly grasping at straws. And one thing that I will say is, I don't know that it's really working. Because if you look at these polls, a lot of people don't view socialists as this scary boogeyman, especially in the era of fascism, because the fascists are the true extremists. And people really see socialism as the logical alternative to fascism, because it is. If you look at that Florida race for the governor, even though Stephen Fishback lost, if you look at the college campus results, he was winning with young people. So I think Kyle made a good point about this on Twitter. Like, look, man, the future is either going to be socialism or barbarism. Are you going with the socialists or the fascists? Because one side's going to win and the other's going to lose. I'm rooting for the socialists, not the fascists. And it's also insufferable to see all of this, like, this fucking bullshit about, oh, the left is so extreme. Bro, if you look at the 6th district in Florida this week, the same election, there was a race between 99% Hitler and 99% Hitler. You had
it's about Randy Fine and Dan
Bilzerian. Like, what the fuck? That race is fucking insane. For those who haven't followed it.
No one covered it, and it's insane that when people did cover it, the focus was on Dan Bilzerian being super anti-Semitic. Obviously, the guy is an anti-Semite, like a legitimate Holocaust denying anti-Semite. But like,
Jewish people are responsible for transing your kids and the gays, that kind of shit.
Right. And obviously he completely deserves the coverage and the criticism, to say the least. But also, he lost, and prior to losing, he wasn't even in Congress. Like he was just a guy. He's a guy. He's like one of those like marketing entrepreneur guys who takes videos of himself on yachts with like half naked women. He's one of those guys. But he has no political power. But the guy he was facing is Dan Bilzerian, but for Muslims. Like he's the most Islamophobic guy on the planet, Randy Fine. But he actually is a sitting Republican congressperson, and you hear no outrage, or barely any outrage, if you even hear anything, about him calling for the destruction of Gaza, for the elimination of Palestinians. Like, this guy is literally Hitler for Palestinians, and you hear nothing about him, and he's a sitting Republican congressperson.
Yeah, he called for Gaza to be nuked. He created the hashtag Starve Away because he supported the starvation of Gaza. People shared images of children who were killed in Gaza, and he's like, yeah, I love it. Thanks for sharing that. The man is a fucking Nazi for all intents and purposes. And in this particular district, voters had the choice between two different flavors of Nazism. As you were saying, Matt, like, do you want the anti-Jewish Nazi or the anti-Muslim Nazi? And we're still having a conversation about the extremist DSA. I can't take this seriously.
And I guarantee you that if you ask why, like a mainstream media, why they're focused on Angie Nixon and not that race, I guarantee you they'll say, "Oh, because in the Angie Nixon Alex Vindman race, the extremist won," without realizing or without acknowledging that no, the other race, the extremist won. The extremist was going to win no matter who won.
Right. It was lose-lose.
And again, extremist in the Republican race, Islamophobe versus anti-Semite. Extremist in the Democratic race, the overly cocky Trump whistleblower versus sitting Florida politician who wants health care for all. That's, it's unbelievable how these things are being covered.
It really, it feels like we are being subjected to like a nationwide gaslighting campaign where we have fascists that have taken over the country. They've implemented Project 2025. More than 50% of the objectives of Project 2025 have been met. Unitary executive theory is, for all intents and purposes, what we are seeing. They destroyed the administrative state. I mean, the whole fucking country has been deregulated to the point where every day there's like a new food that's being recalled because it either has listeria or salmonella. The country's going to shit. We invaded Iran. We're starving Cuba. I mean, fascism is here. It's not on our doorstep. They're not knocking at the door. The barbarians have come in, and they're talking about socialist extremists, the people who want to give you healthcare. How am I supposed to take this seriously? How is anybody supposed to take this seriously?
Even if you disagree with DSA or the left or progressives, like, these are just policy disagreements. Right. They're not like, if one side loses, if one of them loses, or if one of them wins, in the case that like a whole people are going to be rounded up and subjugated to like concentration camps. Like, you disagree with them on policy. You disagree with them on issues. But like, the idea that they're the equivalent to what the right's putting forth, it's disgusting that anyone would even say that. Honestly, it completely demeans and helps the right. Like, it like really lets them get away with it because they're able to put this stuff forward and hide under the guise of like, oh, well, look what these guys are doing over there, and what these guys are doing over there is just different policy.
Right. It normalizes it. And in a way, you can argue that it's even apologia for fascism. Because if you are actually trying to equate Medicare for all, like that's what regardless of what the DSA platform says, these candidates are not running extremist platforms. They're calling for the abolition of ICE. That's the moderate position, if you want to be honest. They're calling for Medicare for all, free universal daycare. But you're comparing that to the fascists. Like it's the equal and opposite thing when that couldn't be further from the truth. The fascist movement in this country is explicitly authoritarian. They are denying elections across the country. Dan Bilzerian lost this race, denied the results, said that it was stolen from him. I mean, these people are so goddamn extreme. Mike Pillow lost this race, denied the election results. Like, these are Republican primaries. These people they couldn't be more like descriptively authoritarian. And despite that fact, they talk about the socialists as if they're definitionally authoritarian because, Cuba is socialist and Cuba also authoritarian. Therefore, it's all the same thing. There's degrees of fascism, when it comes to the media. They're nuanced there. But when it comes to socialists, you support Medicare for all? Well, you're basically Stalin. I don't understand why this is why people don't trust the media, because there's so much disingenuity baked into it. And you could see every interview that Angie Nixon does, that any of these progressive candidates do, they are always trying to go through the whole list of things. Do you condemn Hassan Piker? Do you support this thing in the DSI platform? Abolish the police, abolish prisons. Do you support defund the police? It's like, bro, can you not just ask them about the policies they support and why they support it? Because, when you let them talk, when you let them cook, they sell it really well. Zoran Mamdani sold that shit really well when he finally got the chance to sell it. He'd go through statistics. They'd ask him about you want to make the buses free, but isn't that going to lead to just unhoused people camping out in buses? And he explained statistically how that didn't work. The studies showed that when you made the buses free, it leads to less people taking advantage of them or whatever. He would just sell it. And these people are all very policy wonkish, and they won't let them just sell their policies. There has to be some catch. If you're coming on the show, we've got to try to corner you in some way or fashion. And on one hand, it's good that they're even platforming them to begin with, because 10 years ago, it was very rare that you'd see a lefty on national television. But at the same time, it sucks that we are never given even a modicum of the respect that the fascists are given. And I hate that, because nobody likes the fascists. They all hate the fascists, but yet it's like they're doing the bidding of fascists. And they need to be held accountable. This is why we hate you guys.
We're the Rodney Dangerfield of politics. We get no respect.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. It's really frustrating. Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom, but I got another clip to play for you while I'm gone of Angie talking to CNN this time. It's about 3 minutes long. She kind of just runs through the policies. I could hear her talk all day because she's so good. So I'll be right back.
Would you say that you are a democratic socialist?
I would say that I am a member of the DSA. Yes, I joined their organization, but I am someone who believes that the Democratic Party is a big tent party, and we just want things like access to quality health care for everyone. We also support things like universal child care, because we know that for every $1 that is spent, it puts $3 into the economy. It allows parents to be able to get back to work. It allows students to have a strong foundation when they are starting school. And so those are things that I have been fighting for my entire adult career, and I'm going to continue to fight for those when I become the next United States Senator and actually deliver on them.
There are some critical Hispanic communities, Latino communities in Florida who have had experiences with leaders in Central and South America, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, who hear the word socialist and think about National Socialists. What would you say to them about your embrace of that label?
So what I would say to them is that I totally understand where they're coming from.
Whoa, Mike, can you
realize that some of them have
experienced rewind
some
it?
trauma.
I need you to
in the
rewind
past.
this a little bit.
Okay.
Go. Whoa. Did I hear this correctly? Please go.
About here?
Please. No, further back.
Further back?
I'm not sure how far back, honestly, but go ahead. Just, I guess, from there.
Okay.
Support things like universal child care, because we know that for every $1 that is spent, it puts $3 into the economy. It allows parents to be able to get back to work. It allows students to have a strong foundation when they are starting school. And so those are things that I have been fighting for my entire adult career, and I'm going to continue to fight for those when I become the next United States Senator and actually deliver on them.
There are some critical Hispanic communities, Latino communities in Florida who have had experiences with leaders in Central and South America, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, who hear the word socialist and think about National Socialists. What would you say to them?
Whoa! Wait, what?
Oh my God.
What?
Wow.
Whoa! Listen. You could feel however you want to feel about Nicaragua and Venezuela and Cuba, but this is the first I'm hearing about about National Socialists being there. National Social. Does CNN realize what that means?
Did she realize? Like, maybe it was a misspeak. That's crazy. I don't think a lot of Cubans make the connection to Nazis.
I'm going to get a lot of shit for saying this because I've gotten a lot of shit for saying this before, but maybe if you're talking to Argentina, but
wow.
I mean,
that's
what?
Crazy. I mean, is she
the most charitable read is she meant like government
or authoritarian socialists,
like
or
a government, like a government run by the Socialist Party or socialism.
Mm-hmm.
But also, that's the charitable read of what she meant. But she still said National Socialism, which means the very sad thing is that they don't know what National Socialism is. What the Nazis called themselves.
It's so silly. I have to assume that she made a mistake. Because it's not like I have much trust in media, but that's something that's so beyond the pale that even for CNN, I feel like, no, you're not going to try to tie a socialist to Nazis, right?
But people are saying that, like, people are in the chat saying she's trying to call DSA fascist or whatever. But even then, I don't think I've ever heard anyone claim that, because it's an insane claim, that Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Cuba were run by Nazi parties. Like, this is the first, like, everyone knows, right? Well, maybe a bigger thing is CNN drinking the Elon Musk Kool-Aid and believing that
That's
Hitler was a left-winger, was actually a secret left-winger, even though the Nazis, the first people they eliminated were the communists and socialists.
Right. This is such a deep cut. I have to assume it was a mistake. You really don't see people comparing socialists to Nazis unless you get into like
you
really deep
on the far right. Yeah.
No, I mean, I was going to say unless you get like deep into that far right bubble. Like if you go through Steven Crowder's Twitter history or Elon Musk, you'll see that, but not on mainstream media.
I was about to say that you have to dive really deep into the far right, or just go onto the most popular Twitter profile in America.
Yeah, not to change the subject, but Elon Musk also tweeted "Free Derek Chauvin." So, yeah, that's very sad times. Okay, let's see what Angie says to the accusation that maybe she's a Nazi, or that her being a DSA member invokes Nazism. I really don't know what the fuck is going on here. I would like to think this was a fuck up by Casey Hunt. Let me refresh. Twitter's fucking up.
Say that you are a democratic socialist.
And so those are things that I deliver on them.
These Latino communities in Florida who have had experiences with leaders in Central and South America, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Cuba, who hear the word socialist and think about National Socialists. What would you say?
I mean,
to
honestly,
them about
not to
embrace-
pause it here again, but honestly, a lot of Cubans in Miami might you're a national socialist and be like, where I'm voting for them.
I mean, it is Florida. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
All right, continue.
It's funny.
Of that label.
So what I would say to them is that I totally understand where they're coming from, and I hear and realize that some of them have experienced some trauma in the past because some folks are still alive, right? But I want folks to know that I have always actively fought against anything that has come from a government that is set to be oppressive or keep people down, right? Including this president of the United States, Donald Trump, right? I am someone who simply wants us to have access to quality health care. I don't believe that anyone should be going bankrupt simply because they're trying to stay alive or because they go to the doctor. I don't believe we should be allowing our teachers to not have living wages and living on the streets or in their cars, which literally there are some teachers who have had to call my office because the state of Florida is ranked 50th when it comes to paying their educators, right? And so I am someone who wants to put the power back in the hands of the people. I believe that hardworking, everyday people should get to shape what our communities look like and what our economies look like. And right now, the people that are shaping what our country looks like are the billionaire class, right? Are the wealthiest of the wealthy. They have no clue what it feels like right now to decide whether or not you are going to put food on the table or put that gas in your car so that you can get to work. These are decisions that people, everyday people, have to make. And meanwhile, we have unelected Ashley Moody and Donald Trump only looking out for their campaign donors, which are these millionaires and billionaires and these corporations. Last year, over 88 companies made over $105 billion. They paid absolutely nothing in federal taxes. I spoke with someone the other day. She said she made $55,000 last year, and she's on a payment plan with the IRS. The status quo cannot remain any longer. The system is broken, and it's not even broken. It's designed to be this way. It's designed to make regular, everyday people just feel so distraught and like nothing will change. And I am happy that I'm running because I'm providing hope, letting folks know that we don't want government like in our business. We want government to work for us. We are the ones who are the bosses, not these billionaires, not these corrupt politicians, everyday hardworking people.
I mean, listen, this is such an easy choice. If you live in Florida, you have this person who very clearly is passionate about helping people, and then you have the Republican. And I've made this analogy before when it comes to Abdul El-Sayed and others. Like, the choice is basically, would you prefer Medicare for all or fuck all? These are your options. Which one do you choose? It should be easy, right?
Right. I gotta say, she's really good at this.
She's so good at it.
I really am impressed with her way of she's good at doing the Zoran Mamdani thing where they always bring it back to the issues at hand. Very, very well thought out, doesn't let the hosts of the show that they go on divert the conversation outside of these issues.
Laser focus.
And one thing that's super great about her too is that it would have been really easy in a number of these videos, in a number of her media appearances, to just throw DSA under the bus and just be like, I don't like that. Instead, she just says, like, you know, we might disagree on a few things, but we're lock in step on the issues that matter. I mean, I think she's really good.
Yeah, I do too. She has like a very personable quality to her, which, like, what is it? Like, you always talk about how, you got to be able to get a beer with the politician. They've got to be likable. She has that in spades. She's charismatic, she's likable, and she's so disciplined. She always goes back to policy. You could try to like shake her off of that platform, but she's going to go right back to where she always is comfortable, which is talking about policy. That's why she's doing it. I'm so excited that she won. I went into Tuesday night expecting 0 wins for the left. I did not expect to come away with the biggest one. This is really, really just so excellent. I think that she's crushing it so far. So yeah, really excited to see that.
So what else you got on the docket, Mike? Let's keep it rolling so we can hit all the news.
All right. So the next big thing that I have is, hang on one second. Let me update our timeline here. So people watching the VOD have some timestamps. Okay. So I wanted to talk about a C-SPAN call where an ex-Biden aide, I think you know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yep. This was good.
Yeah. So Jill Biden's aide or whatever, he is not going to support Abdul El-Sayed, or that's tentative, but he was confronted about this by a C-SPAN caller who didn't even vote for Abdul El-Sayed. They voted for Ashley Stevens. Nonetheless, they actually agree with the vote blue no matter who philosophy, because it is the Democratic establishment that has beat us over the heads with this now for a very long time. So to see the establishment say, I'm not vote blue no matter who, I mean, you're giving voters whiplash. It's the same thing we saw when Trump was elected and Democrats weren't really fighting. And it was so jarring for them to see that, because you all said that Trump is this huge threat, and now you're not treating him like the threat that he is. And it's so delegitimizing. But I think that this caller, like watching him rip this guy a new asshole, was really satisfying. So again, this is a former aide for Jill Biden. I don't know exactly what his position was, but he's a smug prick. And what he says at the end here pissed me the fuck off because of how brazenly racist it was.
What kind of a Democratic strategist are you? I mean, you come on a national show and you say that a must-win state like Michigan has an unfit candidate in El-Sayed for Senate. And I can see you saying that maybe in the run-up. You know, I didn't vote for Saeed. I voted for Stevens. And it's okay. You could have promoted her as well. But now that we're down to the general, and are you trying to get Democrats not to vote for him? You can have your own personal views, which is fine, if you don't like El-Sayed and others. But as a Democratic strategist coming on a national program, I think that's totally unacceptable. And I think that you're doing a disservice. What do you say about
Stanley,
that?
before we talk to Michael, you said you did not vote for Abdul El-Sayed. Will you support him in the general election?
Yes, I most certainly will, which is the reason I'm calling, as I'm calling on the Democratic line. He is not DSA. People try to put him off as DSA. He says he's not DSA. The DSA did not endorse him. And even if he was, I don't understand Michael coming on and doing that. Yeah,
great. Let's get an answer from Michael LaRosa.
Well, I've never supported a Republican in my life for the Senate, for the White House, for Congress. And I don't live in Michigan, so, I mean, my opinion really doesn't matter that much. But I could never support El-Sayed for a couple of reasons. One, there's certain things that do transcend politics, that do transcend parties. And that's okay. That's what I was saying. Vote blue no matter who. The problem with that is who still matters. At least it matters to me. And I just come from a time when I watched people jumping out of windows on 9/11, 70 miles from when the towers were falling and burning for 3 months. We could smell it from where I was from in Pennsylvania because of how the wind blew. It's personal to me.
So just ask yourselves, why would this Democratic strategist say he can't support El-Sayed because he remembers 9/11? Like, what possible reason would he have? This dude needs to get his Klan hood. He's missing the rallies or something. Maybe he has one and it's in the closet, because they're just so brazen. Like, Islamophobia is just, it's okay. Like, it's just open. You could just be Islamophobic. You can say, yeah, this dude who's from Egypt, he's not, like, he's an American, but like he has Egyptian heritage. But like, yeah, he's responsible for 9/11 too. What? That's so fucked up. Now, if you want to be charitable, you could say, all right, maybe he was referring to Hassan Piker saying that. Maybe. But like, do we really have to be that charitable when their anti-Muslim bigotry has been pretty overt in the first place? Like he's just basically saying, if you're a Muslim, you're kind of responsible. It's the whole, do you condemn Hamas? Because if you think that children shouldn't be slaughtered indiscriminately, well, that assumes that you support Hamas. And if you're a Muslim and you don't think that Palestinians should be genocided, then you must be a terrorist yourself. These are the things that, you know, are floating around in the ether. So it's not surprising for him to just be like, yeah, man, you're kind of responsible for 9/11 too, guilt by association. Like, this is a Democratic fucking strategist who worked for Joe Biden. What the fuck?
I mean, this caller is great. First of all, I want to say this is just like a regular guy calling it the C-SPAN. So props to him. That was taking this guy to task for what he's been doing. What do you say about this? I mean, this guy has been DeRosa, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Michael DeRosa.
He's been saying this type of stuff. He's been outright like this. It's the same sort of stuff you see against Zoran Mamdani when it comes to him attending the 9/11 memorial on 9/11,
right?
The service coming up. And Mamdani was even younger. Mamdani was like 9 years old when 9/11 happened. I mean, it's just gross. And they always try to pull like the I don't know if DeRosa specifically has. I think he did actually. He did, didn't he? Yes. This whole like, I'm more connected to it than you because I smelt the fire living 3 states away or some shit like that. I mean, that's a ridiculous game to play to begin with, but buddy, I was in New York City high school when it happened. Give me a break. You want to play the game of who's more connected to 9/11 by location and how they felt that day? Give me a break.
Yeah, I honestly am stunned that he said that with a straight face on C-SPAN, because it just goes to show you they really have no shame. They have no problem whatsoever. Like, just being openly bigoted.
There's got to be a name for that. Just the same way it's like there's like the oppression Olympics. People trying to act like they're more like their specific situation. They compete with who's more oppressed than who, instead of just like more than one group of people or more than one person could be oppressed. There's no reason to do that. Just like the idea. I was more affected by 9/11. Actually, I'm going to assume that Muslims and Arabs in this country from age 0 to 110 were probably more affected by the aftermath of 9/11.
No shit.
Then I'm going to go with maybe anyone but the people who had direct members in the towers or on the planes. Just gonna put that out there. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, and he's pretending like there weren't also Muslims in the towers, you know, who died, or Muslims who lost family on 9/11. Like, no. This is not for you all. You wouldn't understand. Muslims don't know what it's like to be, you know, the victims of violence. They have no idea. They couldn't fathom it. It's so embarrassing that this guy would say something like this, and then he has the audacity to say, look, I've never backed a Republican. You are backing a Republican. First of all, you did back a Republican. You supported Joe Biden, and you worked with him when he was doing a genocide. So
if I recall, though, he didn't last long with them. I'm pretty sure his behavior got him fired.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, he wasn't there for all 4 years, and it wasn't he didn't choose to move on to different things, if I recall correctly.
Okay. Well, good. He shouldn't be anywhere near politics. Well, he is a strategist, so
I think he was using his position to like for his personal life, if I recall correctly. Like use bringing unauthorized parties to where they shouldn't be in order to like brag about who he was and where he was working.
Oh God. Jesus. But if you're all wondering, like, if we're too mean to Democratic strategists, he is a Democratic strategist. This is what we're dealing with. These are the kinds of people who are still informing political campaigns, Democratic establishment figures. this is what you get. These people who have just been lingering for decades, who have the shittiest views, racist views. And, him saying this isn't going to be disqualifying. I'm sure that as a Democratic strategist, he's still going to be able to advise Democrats. They're not going to be like, hey, man, you sound like a racist piece of shit. You sound like a fucking Klan member. We're not going to hire you. No, because you are perfectly okay to be... you can let your freak flag fly when it comes to Islamophobia. But if you dare criticize Israel and you don't let them do a genocide, you're an anti-Semite. The double standard is just infuriating. But yeah, it was nice to see him get his asshole ripped apart, but still crazy to listen to that. And I misremembered it because when I watched it a couple days ago, and I don't know why I was thinking, I was like being more charitable to him because I feel like I remember him saying, oh, well, I don't know if I could support him. But he's like, no, I can never support him.
Oh no, he's not. No, this is not his
crazy.
His reaction to Al-Sayed is absolutely
disgusting,
over the fucking top, to say the least. It is absolutely insane. This dude's got issues that go well beyond the candidate specifically. Anyone who works with him should know that this is what they endorse by working with this guy. It's very simple. You can't work with someone like this. I'm sorry. He's not talking policy differences. He literally hates Al-Sayed because of who he is, as a human being, not what his feelings on things are.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well said. Okay.
And I'm sure he would deny that, but I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can't, there's.
Well, I mean, Islamophobia is an accepted form of bigotry. So in his mind, he wouldn't necessarily be a bigot, right? Because that's socially acceptable. So he can straight up say shit like that and, blame Abdul El-Sayed for 9/11. And it's
for people to really understand what this guy is doing. We just watched a bunch of clips where people bring up Hassan. It would be really easy for this guy, even though he would be ridiculous. It would be really easy for this guy to say, if the Hassan thing was the real issue, he could just say, I don't like Al-Sayed because of his association with Hassan. But he's not doing that. He specifically is making it a point to bring up 9/11 every single time. There's a reason for that. People choose their words very carefully. This guy's a political strategist. This is not some guy who's, off the streets and may not know what he's saying. He is very specifically choosing the way he frames this and brings it up.
Another thing I noticed is a lot of the centrists who are anti-Abdul El-Sayed, they don't like any of the leftists. They're challenging vote blue no matter who, as if the left is the one that coined that term, when the left is simply saying, hey, you told us to fall in line so many times, right? We've had to eat shit over the years again and again and again in election after election. And now we're simply saying, now it's time for you to cash that check that you wrote. You told us to be loyal. We were. Now it's time for you to vote blue no matter who. And they're debating the merits of vote blue no matter who. And Andrew Cuomo's going on Bill Maher, nuanced trolling about, well, actually, the tent doesn't have to be so big. It's just so full of shit. And they're exposing that they never really cared. They never had any interest in real party unity. It was all about fall in line and support them 100% of the time. And in the event the left ever wins, then fuck you. We'd rather have the Republican win. So they really are showing their true colors now. And I hope that people take note because they are so full of shit. And what's really a negative element of this in showing that they don't really care about vote blue no matter who is in the event a centrist wins in 2028, hopefully that doesn't happen, but let's say Gavin Newsom doesn't win and a bunch of lefties are really disillusioned, they don't want to vote for him, what do you think they're going to be telling us? Vote blue no matter who. And now they've just shown that they don't actually mean it themselves. So it's gonna be such a vapid talking point by then because they're showing that unity is just one way. They want asymmetric unity and they don't want to give it in return. So I mean, I think that everything they're doing is so wrong, not only because it's counterproductive electorally, but also because it's racist. And I hate these people so much. They need to move to the Republican Party. If you want to be an open racist, there's a party that will welcome you. So he should go and be a Republican because for all intents and purposes, he agrees with them more probably than he agrees with anything that like the average Democratic voter agrees with. Okay. I do have one more story to talk about, and I saved the best for last. So Tim Pool went on Jubilee. And
do you have clips of this? Because I actually haven't had a chance to watch this yet. I'd love to watch some of it.
Okay, so I just have the preview of Jubilee, the one that they shared, and I think that that's probably the best, even though most of you have seen it. I actually did watch the entire thing, and the highlight was in the Jubilee clip where, you know, Tim Pool stormed off. And he got pissed off because Mason, shout out to One Hand Politics, I brought him on the show after he debated Dave Rubin. He got under his skin because he was like mocking him, and Tim Pool is very petty and petulant. And that's really it. I thought that the debate was relatively boring because, you know, there was some highlights here and there. I think that anybody debating Tim Pool, like most of them did really well, but it wasn't a disaster like Dave Rubin's debate. I think that for the most part, Tim Pool, even though he got flustered at times, he did a fine job. He didn't faceplant or anything like that. I mean, his points were disagreeable and stupid at times, but in terms of just like the optics, I don't think that this is a huge loss for Tim Pool. Although, you know, he does seem to be a little bit self-conscious because I have another clip where he goes on Steven Crowder to talk about a moment from the debate, and it's a little copy. But let me just play this is the highlights, and if there's any part that like stands out to you all, we can seek it out, but I think the highlights is all you need really for this one. I wouldn't recommend watching the full thing.
The U.S. academics describe the period that we're in as civil strife, meaning there's a criteria of death that has occurred for political reasons over the past year or years, for which the next phase.
Oh, and by the way, I'll say, like, the prompt here is the United States is tracking towards a civil war. Part of the reason why I think this was so boring is because all of the prompts that Tim Pool chose were really fucking boring. I had no interest in them. And what's annoying is that he was presented as like a moderate. Like the title of the video was literally moderate versus 20 socialists or whatever.
Listen.
And he's not a moderate.
Listen, we have our issues, obviously, with centrists and moderates. But one thing I think I can say is that I don't think a common talking point from them is the United States is currently tracking towards a civil war.
Right.
I mean, like his talking points, his topics are very clearly not moderate positions.
No, not at all. And I just feel like that really made the debate boring because throughout the entire thing, he took this disingenuous ass stance where it's like, anytime people would bring up an issue with the far right or Donald Trump, you know, he agrees because he's a moderate. And so it just felt so inauthentic because he really wasn't being honest about his positions. That's kind of his whole shtick, though, to be fair. But I mean, nobody thinks he's a moderate. He's very clearly a far right individual, and he should just own it. Because him not owning it made this a very boring debate, in my opinion.
Civil war. However, we'll make my point, tracking towards it, I've not said that it will happen, although there have been many people who have said that we are in a cold civil war or some kind of cultural civil war. I always caveat because I don't actually have a strong prediction.
First of all, you do have a strong prediction if you've been saying this since 2019. There's 42.
Reading articles about
people
it,
can look this up. There's 42 of your titles that have the word civil war in it with big fonts on the front.
They sure do.
So why is that? It's sensationalist. It's easy to get clicks on that. There's a reason why you say it because it's very profitable for your business.
Not necessarily.
But
we have 1,600 episodes of just IRL.
There comes a point where people stop taking your predictions seriously.
Are you going to make an argument or are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Okay, then let's make an argument about whether or not we are tracking. No. If you're making an argument, you don't like my thumbnails, or you try to say my name over and over again.
I'm saying that you say bullshit in order to get money. But what I really think is
let me ask you a question.
The predictions.
Let me ask you a question you can't answer.
I will agree with you that there's increased polarization. I would attribute a lot of that to people being specifically online.
Let me ask.
There's a lot less interaction with people that are in different camps.
Let me ask you a question.
But you're going to sit here and tell me that we're way more polarized than Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr who like shot each other with their disagreements? You're going to tell me that Andrew Jackson, who's the sitting president,
do you want to have a conversation, or are you just going to be angry?
Polarization?
Why was Aaron Danielson shot in the chest twice?
Sorry?
Why was Aaron Danielson shot in the chest
I'm
twice?
not disagreeing that political violence is taking place in question.
You say Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr, but then when I ask you a question about an assassination, you defer.
You can say that
Let me
there's
ask you a
civil
question.
war every fucking year and it doesn't happen. And
I
you're gonna
never
say
said
it just
there
hasn't
was.
happened yet.
Let me ask you a
Or
question.
if it does happen, you say, see, I've had it all
Let me
along.
ask you a question.
You are the same thing as like the
Let me
Christian rapture
ask you
people
a
who say that
question.
the rapture's coming every fucking year.
Are
And when
you-
it doesn't happen, it's
do you want a
like, oh, it's just not
soapbox?
happening.
Do you want me to get you a
I'm just saying,
soapbox?
it's really
I can leave.
easy.
You want me to
It's
go?
really easy to
You want me
like
to
do
leave?
what you do.
You want me to
It's
leave?
really easy to do what you do. Like you literally just say, the Civil War is happening next year. Civil War is happening next year. It's coming. Make sure you subscribe to Timcast. Continue to watch my videos, please. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. It's easy to do what you do, bro.
I mean, okay, so I thought I pulled up the highlights. That was the one highlight from the whole debate that I would recommend you watch. It was good though.
So I was talking about this earlier today. I didn't realize I just saw the ending part where like what's his name again? One-handed politics?
Mason, yeah, one-handed politics.
Mason. Where he looks at the camera and talks. I didn't realize the first time I watched it until I was discussing it earlier today with people that he puts on the beanie.
Right.
And from my understanding, I think I heard that Tim on his show or something said that he was upset because he felt like the people who are picked to be on Jubilee, like as the round table people, like the people in the circle, they're not supposed to know who the person is until the day of the show. And Tim apparently said, oh, so I did hear this from the Majority Report. They spoke to Mason about this earlier this week. And so Tim was upset that he thought someone leaked it to him that it was going to be Tim Pool so he could bring his beanie to get like that moment or whatever. But according to Mason, like the description was very clear to him. Like it wasn't clear in the description, but it was clear to him that it most likely was going to be Tim Pool because he saw what what they were looking for, which were like progressives and leftists, and saw that it was someone who called themselves a moderate. And he knew that Jubilee wouldn't just get progressives or leftists to debate like a moderate or like a liberal, because that's not what they do. So he thought, who's a right winger who calls themselves or considers themselves or promotes themselves as a moderate? And he immediately thought it's got to be Tim Pool. And I mean, if he was wrong, I mean, he brought a beanie, right? I mean, what? It's not like it was this whole big production. He brought a beanie with him.
And I think it's funny. I think the beanie was a nice touch for Mason because it's something that very clearly Tim Pool is sensitive about. He is bald and he doesn't want people to know that, but it's fine. Just like shave your head. The beanie is funny to me when he was in the White House press room one time and he was wearing a suit with the beanie. I think that was funny as fuck. It's very, I don't know. It's bizarre. I'm not like a fashion expert. It just is very weird.
It's his thing. He obviously wears it because he's balding. I mean, it's just, it's not a diss on him. It's just, it is what it is. There are a lot of people that, do that. I gotta admit, I, as someone who's blessed with luscious long locks of hair, and obviously I'm getting older, so I am concerned that I could lose my hair eventually. I could see myself going the Tim Pool route or killing myself if I go bald. I mean, it's so I get it. I'm not knocking the guy because he wears the beanie. I think the weirder thing is just how self-conscious he is about just admitting that. Right. He has, you wear the beanie because you're balding. It's no big deal. I've seen you without the in that clip where you took off your hat to put the shoe on your head or whatever, and I've seen you in that clip where someone snatched the beanie off your head. And I agree. You probably do look better with the beanie on, and I'm just so I get it. But just admit that's the thing. That's the reason. Like if I was wearing this hat because I was balding, and maybe some of you who are like hair experts might tell me I got a receding hairline or something, I would 100% admit, hell yeah, I'm wearing this hat because I look better with this hat on because I don't want people to see my balding head.
Yeah, I like you said, I don't know why he doesn't just admit it. It's like people, like dudes who wear shirts in swimming pools where they're like, oh, I just like to, it's more comfortable. It's like, brother, you're just self-conscious, but that's okay. You can admit that. It's fine. We're humans. But with Tim Pool, if he's so self-conscious, this man is rich. He's a multimillionaire. Go to Turkey, get some fucking hair doctor to give you a transplant, and you'll be good as new. Like, you have money.
You definitely have the money to do that. Yeah. I mean,
if I was rich, I would do that.
I would 100% do that without a doubt. Listen,
Dave Rubin did it.
I think the balding thing is very relatable. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't use it. He could probably get a lot more fans. There's a lot of balding right wingers. I mean, that's the exact demographic. Gen Xers, like they're literally balding right now if they haven't balded already.
Right. Yes. As in defense of the genre says in the chat, is being bald that big of a deal? Yeah, it's really not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
I think it depends. I do think it depends.
To him it is.
I think some people definitely look better bald, and they should just do it. They should just, if they are losing their hair, or they got a receding hairline, or they're bald, just go with it. If you're one of those people, but at the same time, there are on the flip side definitely people who don't rock the baldness as good as they did when they had hair. And for those people, I get it. Like I don't think I would look good bald. It just doesn't fit my facial features and my alien-like skull structure. So.
Alien-like skull structure.
So I get it. Like that's the thing. Like I've always said this. Like everyone can, everyone can be attractive. Like it's way more finding the style that fits who you are and your features than it is your actual features. Like that's what it is. Like I've seen people who it's like that style does not fit them. They look like a completely different person, and that's who they are style wise, but this doesn't fit what they could be.
Yeah.
And I think people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I agree. I
mean, I've made that argument when discussing young men who are upset because the women don't give them the time of day, and so they become incels and stuff. Like 99%, like obviously a big percentage of the incel thing is their personality. Like their grudge and chip on their shoulder against women that makes them unattractive. But before they became that, I guarantee you the thing was they didn't find the thing that fit them, and like they're like, and so they come off as unattractive.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you struggle to find your style. You switch back and forth. That's okay. But yeah, for Tim Pool, he really
he's a skater. He came up. He likes the skater style, and that traditionally, has a longer haired aesthetic.
Yeah,
I guess so. That's probably why.
I mean, he has money. Money can solve that problem. So I don't understand that. Like, I would, if I had the money, I would go to Turkey. I would get that shit done if I were him. If I was that self-conscious. I mean, I guess it's an irrelevant point. It doesn't matter that much in the grand scheme of things. But like, we're looking out for you, Tim. Go to Turkey, get the hair transplant, and then you don't have to wear the beanie. Like, it's got to be hot during the summer wearing a fucking beanie. Like, come on.
I mean, he's probably worn it for so long now that it's just like, it probably doesn't even phase him.
Might be grafted onto his scalp and he can't take it off.
Like in Home Alone when Joe Pesci's character opens the door and the fire burns his head with the beanie on, and the beanie's like completely embedded into his head after that. But no one even lit Tim Pool's head on fire. It just over the years became grafted on.
Right. He does kind of look like the guy from Home Alone. That was Marv, you said?
No, not Marv. That's
I always mix them up. Chat, help us out. Marv, and who's the other one?
Harry is Joe Pesci. Marv is the other guy. Yeah, I knew Marv was the other guy. I couldn't remember Joe Pesci's character's name.
Okay, he kind of looks like Harry. All right, so the reason why I am forcing you all to look at Steven Crowder's face and Tim Pool's face is because that particular moment that we watched from the debate with Mason, Tim Pool responded to his, I guess, strategy there. And I'll just press play and you can hear this.
Let me ask you, Tim Pool, did you in fact rage quit? Is that how you would describe it from the Flipper kid?
No.
Is he doing an Irish accent?
What is he doing? What is Steven Crowder doing?
I forgot that he identifies as a comedian. That's, yeah, cringe.
Oh, I mean, a rage quit would be I'm flabbergasted, I'm stuttering, I have nothing to say, and I have to storm off. But it's funny if you watch it. I think I asked him, "Can I ask you a question?" like 6 times, and he just won't stop. So here's the other thing. I had expressed to at least some of the people there, if anybody wants to do a stunt like they did with Ben Shapiro, I'm going to get up and walk off. Like, forewarning. This is not me, oh no, the show's over. It was basically, like, my mentality is, when that trans man just berated Ben and Ben just sat there, you create a clip that goes viral on the left, and what does Ben get for being there? And so I said, I'll get up and leave so that the clip's going to go both ways, right?
Right.
I'm not going to sit here and just tolerate a guy screaming in my face. He's going to get his viral clip no matter what he does. I'm going to get mine too. And so I would describe the whole thing as very WWE-esque in that there's a general understanding this is made for TV. It's not really a debate.
I mean, that's
do it?
like, but that's also like 99% of political debates, right? I mean, when's like, and the 1% I'm talking about is you have like a debate in the classroom that isn't broadcast online or anywhere. Like, by definition, the debate that you broadcast is going to have some sort of aspect of it being for people to consume, right? I mean, it's not just going to be just it is what it is, right?
That's what he does, though. Like, he's implying that he's a little bit above all of this, but he does that on a show. He does what Jubilee does. He platforms fascists. He's platformed Nick Fuentes. Why is he different than Jubilee? He's not better than them.
Also, what was the stunt? The hat, I guess? I mean, he already walked off before he put the hat on.
Right.
I mean,
and how was what he described with Ben Shapiro with the trans man berating him? How was that a stunt? That was
just the actual debate. Yeah.
Yeah. The trans man decided to challenge him on his transphobia because Ben Shapiro is a transphobe. That's not a stunt. That's just like debating somebody you signed up to debate. There's nothing disingenuous about that or uncouth. Like, that's what the guy was there to do. He was debating Ben Shapiro and he debated Ben Shapiro. I don't understand why that's like wrong. Like, maybe Tim Pool was just like scared of looking stupid, but I think that in walking off, he just looked really petty. It didn't make him look stupid, just petty.
The weird thing is, and like, I thought Mason did a good job, but I also think like Tim Pool did have a point in which like he, Mason was on a roll, but I do think Mason probably could have given Tim a moment to get something in there. And Tim, if he just sat there, he could have argued that like, that's how is he supposed to debate a guy who won't stop talking? And I'm sure there would be people who agreed with that. But the second he walks off, he's in the wrong because he just had to wait it out at the very least.
Yeah.
Even if you want to argue that Mason should have given him a moment to respond, he just had to wait it out.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand how, he was talking to Steven Crowder as if like that was his moment. Him walking off was his viral moment. But like, it was viral because the left was talking about it. And I don't think anybody really saw it as a win for you. It didn't make you look good. You can pluck out different wins for Tim Pool here and there. Sure. It wasn't, again, he did fine. He didn't get his cheeks clapped or anything like that. But that moment in particular, I don't see how that's that's something that makes him look better. It was the one moment where I think you could say it made him look poor, especially because Mason was very good at debating. Mason is a good debater. Mason is really good at debating.
Oh, he's definitely good. But I would say like there's probably people who would watch that and be like, all right, he really should
sure,
give Tim a minute to at least respond, and then he can respond to that.
Right.
But Tim ruined winning those people over because he walked off.
Yeah.
And I do find it funny that he went on Steven Crowder's show to discuss this, the stunts that made him walk off, because I'm sure Steven Crowder got a flashback to when Sam Cedar showed up and Steven Crowder walked off.
It's funny. Why would a moderate want to go on a far right person show? Just like a couple of weeks ago, Steven Crowder posted the case for fascism. So you think a moderate might want to go on the Bulwark to talk about this?
Maybe he went on Steven Crowder's show to debate.
Maybe. I mean, I would imagine that a moderate has quite a bit of disagreements with the self-avowed fascist. No.
Yeah. I guess, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the idea, like, why would he go on if this is how he felt about the whole charade thing, though? Like the whole playing it up for entertainment purposes. Why would he go on Jubilee to begin with? Because that's literally baked into the, like, there's no one who looks at Jubilee as like a serious intellectual debate platform. It's literally made for YouTube style debates. Like it's made to be clipped. Jubilee literally sells the full episode off of putting together a bunch of short clips and promoting them in the vertical style social media format.
Right.
I mean, it's literally what the Jubilee debate format is. I mean, I don't know. Was he expecting like a Lincoln Douglas style Jubilee? Like,
I mean, it's just about getting as many dunks in as possible. I don't know. I would never want to do something like that. That's insufferable. I wouldn't want to talk to one conservative, let alone 20. My God, kill me.
Jubilee. I would totally do Jubilee. Yeah. I would
rather be subjected to cockball torture than put myself through that. I just can't imagine. Especially after watching the Medi one. The
Medi one was easily the most insane. And I say I can do that. I would do Jubilee, obviously, as someone who doesn't have to go through what Medi did based on my, having white privilege. But I would use that to the benefit of doing it and trying to make these guys look bad. And
what would your first prompt be?
I think Medi, I haven't thought it through. I'm not someone who's been sitting here. I'm just saying I would go on it. I thought Sam's prompts were really well thought out because his prompts had them debating it without realizing they agree with it. Do you know what I mean? Like he really thought out how to do it in a way where he would prompt it so that he would say something like, supporting Trump is this. I don't think this was his exact, but it was something like, Trump's supporting Trump's policies is most beneficial to fascists or whatever. And they would go out there trying to argue without realizing that they agreed with his premise.
Oh, like the question.
You know what I'm saying? Like
unless you are a Christian nationalist fascist or whatever, or a rich person, you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump if you against your interest. Yeah. Look
how Tim's topics were framed. He put them out there expecting, and obviously that's what Jubilee expects too, that the person in the seat is going to do. They're going to put forth a topic that the people surrounding the person is going to want to argue against. But Sam's topics were phrased in a way where they would agree with it. But they would show up expecting and already be in the mindset to argue against it. And he would have to remind them, no, you're arguing that you agree with what my talking point, my topic is. And it would take them a second to be like, oh yeah, I guess I do. Like Sam did it, as Sam usually does. He really thinks out these things in a way that is one step ahead of what the people he's going to be debating is expecting. And I think he did it phenomenally. And I don't think I've seen other debaters do it. Maybe Mehdi did it. I don't remember. I have to go back and check Mehdi's questions. But I just remember watching the Sam one and being like, man, every single one of them is going up there already like pre-programmed in their head to argue with Sam without realizing that they are arguing in favor of what his statement is.
My favorite part from Sam's was when the clip was going around of Sam owning one of the conservatives, but everybody thought that Sam was the conservative and the guy was the woke liberal, the conservative he was debating, because he had like a little man ponytail and like half his like head shaved, so he looked like a liberal, like a gay liberal, but he was the conservative actually. And Cat Turd was like, man, liberals are so stupid, when Sam was the one who actually was
right. He
like,
thought Sam was the conservative because he looked like an intellectual.
Yeah, that was so fucking funny to me. That was the best part about Sam's Jubilee performance.
They could have. That's so funny to me because I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it's hard for me to do that because I know who he is. Like I knew who Sam was even before I started working there in 2011. I do not. Sam does not give off someone who's like coded conservative at all.
No.
Like, does he have like what I guess modern day right wingers view leftists as, like multicolored hair and multiple piercings and
septum ring?
Obviously no, but he also he actually does look like a very specific demographic of progressives from his era.
Right. No, that was great. Well, should we get to super chats?
Yeah, I think we held it down. I think we had a great show, actually. Probably one of the best Leftist Mafia episodes there ever was.
Probably. I'm very proud of the episode. I have no idea if anything that I said was coherent, but you're all watching still, so I guess that's got to count for something, right?
Yeah.
Did you want to read yours first?
Sure. I could read mine first. Why not?
Okay. I'm gonna post the
my birthday super chats. Here we go.
Reminder: it is his birthday soon.
It's Sunday. Less than 3 days away.
It's coming up. Are you gonna do anything?
I got two soccer games in my my league, my soccer league that I'm in on Sunday on my birthday. So I'll be playing two back-to-back 45 or 50-minute, I can't remember, games. So I'll be sweating my ass off as soon as I turn 40 for 2 whole hours.
That's a great way to start your 40s, though.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Physical activity, that's important. Now more than ever.
Absolutely, yeah. Cthulhu, this isn't a super chat, but Cthulhu asked, what position do I play? I play striker. Does that mean I score goals all the time? Absolutely not. Do I play striker to keep me as far away from defense as possible because I'm horrible at defense? Yes. I could play midfield as well because I've got, at least on a 7v7 sized field, I have very good stamina. I recently found out I do not have that same stamina on a full-sized 9v9 or 11v11 field. But for a 7v7 field, I have very good stamina. So I could play midfield and run the length of that field for the whole hour. So that's why I'm good on midfield. Prefer striker, though. Last goal I scored was a header off a throw-in. So there you go.
What does the header mean?
Like I headed the ball in with my head.
Oh, you hit it with your head.
The ball was in the air. I was in front of the goal. I leapt up and hit the ball.
That's
in my
cool.
head.
Good for you. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
That goal was also approximately like 4 or 5 games ago, though, and so I really need to score before the season ends again. Yeah.
A CTE shot, somebody says in the chat.
It's a soccer ball. It's a soccer ball.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom while you start, and then I'll take over for you.
Oh shit! I gotta find the super chats then. 1 second. Let's see. All right, I found it already. It's the first one. Chemical Dragon 1383 with a super chat. I'm 43. Don't let it get to you. I feel it though. Thank you. I appreciate that. My goal. See, for me, I'm lucky without a doubt. Everyone says it. I know it. I look young for my age. Shocker. But I very much appreciate that. I fully am. Every day I wake up and I'm very, very grateful that I'm not the opposite. Those, there's like, people who are like 20 years old and they look like they're already 45 or 50 because they're, losing their hair or whatever. So I realize I am blessed in that aspect. It really is just a number for me. I'm trying to keep in good shape. I feel like could I be in better shape? Absolutely. I feel like I'm in fairly decent shape though. I could definitely be worse. So it is mostly just the number and the hitting 40. And I guess it just really does feel like the first of the actual, like there's arguing you are still like a young guy, a young man, a young adult. Not like a young as in like in your youth, but like, 30s to me is still like you're a young guy. You have a 39-year-old uncle. It's my young uncle. You have a 40-year-old uncle. Oh, that's my uncle. You know what I mean?
Has negative connotations now.
I said it before. Like, my kids could say like, oh, I got a young dad. He's only 39. You can't be like, I got a young dad. He's only 40. That doesn't sound right anymore. It doesn't work. All right, you want to take the starred super chat from here?
Yeah.
Just easier for me to read through and while you find them. The Synapsis member for 37 months super chat. First time catching it live in a while, but can't stay for long. Hope you have a great show and happy birthday for Sunday. Thank you, the Synapsis. I really appreciate it. Wanda M with a super chat. Happy upcoming 40th birthday. Thank you so much, Wanda. I appreciate that. Looney Tunes 9000. Basically, the corruption media loves to cry and shit about Hassan. Hell, Fox News loves to clip his live streams out of context. Oh, on the Majority Report earlier today, we were watching a truly bizarre clip where this Fox News host was constantly like talking about how attractive like socialists like Hassan are, like physically.
Really?
And it's wooing, but we can't be, but we have to teach our young people not to be wooed by that. It was so bizarre.
What?
She was like, socialists today, they're all like, fit and wearing these, nice tight fitting suits, but like we can't. So like it was so over. Like she almost was going like, I'm watching Hassan and this big burly muscular man with his low V-cut shirt and his masculine chest hair just bubbling out. We can't be fooled by this. We can't. We can't. She was this close to being like that. It was so weird.
That's crazy.
And as someone points out, that's Sean Hannity's wife, the host that was doing this.
Really?
Yes.
Are you guys gonna post a clip of it on Majority Report?
We watched it, but I feel like we have to watch it now. We gotta. Who's the host? So Mike can find this while I'm reading the super chats, because it was really over the top. She was like this close to being like oh, like she was like almost like she's like twirling her hair all flirty, almost like it was. It was so much. It was too much. Now, obviously, I'm embellishing a little bit for comedic effect, but it was like it really did feel like it was going there.
I'm not sure what to look for because I don't know her name.
Oh, Ainsley Earhart.
Ainsley Earhart. How do you spell Earhart?
If you just type it in, you'll.
It's Earhart.
The actual. Hold on, the actual segment is her warning about thirst trap Democrats.
What? I think I found it. Wait, this is Sean Hannity's wife?
Apparently, I didn't know that either till someone mentioned while we were watching the clip.
Now I understand why she would be lusting for other men if she's married to that.
Let's move the super chat though, so we can watch this. And
there we go. Okay.
You said the party that also hates Thanksgiving, right? Well, El-Sayed, he's out in these tight T-shirts. You have AOC with her pretty smile. She's beautiful. She's got the red lipstick. You have who else? You have Mom Donnie, always smiling, always singing, seemingly positive. But it doesn't make their philosophy any less dangerous, right? You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. You can put them all over TikTok. You can put them all over Instagram and all over Facebook, whatever their platforms are. But socialism always fails, even with lipstick on, even with a tight T-shirt. It's socialism and it fails. And they want to take everybody's money and make everyone equal. And in every country where they have tried to do this, it has failed and the countries have gone downhill. And if this is coming to America, I never listened to Hassan Piker until this week. And I logged on and I listened to one of his shows and he's like, everyone's so upset that Francesca Hong lost. Oh no, she got very close to winning. We should all be celebrating because we're getting closer and closer and closer. And that's what they're doing. Republicans need to take a page out of their book and go younger and do what they're doing. Get all over TikTok, get all over social media, because these young people believe when you tell them we're going to pay for everything in your life, they think, oh, that's wonderful. We can do that. They're not educated enough to know that socialism doesn't work. We run out of money.
Girl, shut up. You're not educated enough. That's funny.
I was watching Assad, and there he is in his tight shirt and bulging muscles, and just I'm looking at AOC in another clip, and she's looking at me with those big, beautiful eyes and her red lipstick, and I think Ainsley Earhart was questioning her whole life choices for a second, the way she was talking.
Well, they just have to have Republicans do the same thing. Have Randy Fine come out in a tight T-shirt. Have fucking Mike Rogers, instead of doing AI, actually have him put on like a, go to the gym, actually work out. I don't know. Because did you see Mike Rogers see like AI generated muscles?
He's going to walk out with a tight shirt. You're going to see his nipple rings protruding.
His beer belly hanging out.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, I know why she in particular is making this point, because now that I know that she is married to Sean Hannity, that makes a lot of sense, actually. I don't know how she would be satisfied if she's married to somebody like that. He's not just like ugly on the outside and the inside. He's like, him speaking is repulsive. So I understand why she would be lusting for other individuals. I can't blame her at all.
I mean, she's just got to wait a few more weeks or months. And, I think Sean Hannity's head is going to grow so big, he's going to float away like the house from Up. I mean, that every time I see him, his head is bigger. I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe that's why they're so obsessed with Hassan, though. They're all gooning. Like, we're thinking that they're just like trying to do McCarthyism. They're just horny. I didn't even consider that.
All right, let's go to the next super chat. Eagle Left, member for 2 months, super chat. Hey, Mike, just wanted to say Pakistan did an airstrike on an innocent Baloch in Sarab, killing 30 people, including kids. Horrible. Also, Matt, do you still follow wrestling? Very, very hard hitting segue right there. No
the pivot, yeah.
Yeah. I always follow wrestling. It's probably been a while since I've watched it closely, but I always follow it to keep up with what's going on, because I'm a lifelong wrestling fan. But I would say right now is I'm just not as into it. Not the wrestling itself, but like the current storylines, I guess. Although I did see the thing with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, and then the rest of the bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos. And I did think that was pretty intriguing. So maybe I'll get back into it to watch that. But I always pay attention. I can't quit it. It's too much of who I am. Looney Tunes 9000 with the super chat. Imagine if Alex Jones was on Jubilee. I think you that one's not mine. Yep. I don't know if they would get him, not because I don't think they would do that, because it seems like they would go with anyone who would get views, honestly. But I just don't think, like, what would he argue in earnest? Like, he doesn't believe anything other than, like, I mean, he used to just believe in Trump, and even that now he seems to have wavered on. He's not as Trump centric as he used to be. In fact, I'm pretty sure he criticizes Trump now, but
he called for Trump to be removed, or impeached. I think both.
I mean, also Alex Jones is completely lost everything. Like, he's just completely a waning character. Like, it makes way more sense to have on Tim Pool, Ben Shapiro, and those people, because at least they're still relevant in some way. Alex Jones has no relevance at all anymore. I don't think anyone even follows what he says. Like, even his own fans. Like, I don't think anyone who's watching Alex Jones still in 2026.
Yeah. I feel like he's kind of irrelevant now.
I mean, you don't even see anything he says gaining any traction, even on the right. Like, no one on the right even shares clips of him.
He's kind of like a Dave Rubin figure, where his era is over. He peaked. He's kind of just waning in terms of relevance, like you said. And yeah, nobody really cares anymore. It's just not. It's not even funny. Like, he's not even a lolcow. He's just boring.
Troy Mosin with a super chat. Mason is going to be on Timcast tomorrow. Really?
Okay.
Well, good on Tim then. For not running away from it. Maybe he felt pressured to do it because everyone was saying he ran away from it. But good for him for doing that, because
honestly,
he certainly doesn't have to. I'm very interested in seeing how that goes, and obviously, without it doesn't need to be said, good on Mason for going on.
Yeah.
John Deere says Surrounded is reality TV for the terminally online.
Basically.
I think it has. Excuse me. Sorry. It's getting to be that time of the night. I do think it has some value, and I'm someone who doesn't really like reality TV. I'm not like I'm not like religiously watching Jubilee or Surrounded or whatever, but the ones I've seen, obviously they have their entertainment moments, but I think they have moments sprinkled throughout that go beyond that are genuinely good to have out there.
That's fair.
The Bay Photo with a super chat. Matan even paid Tim Pool $200 to take his beanie off. Really? I think that does sound vaguely familiar. Yeah. Kowalski says, Matt, I feel you on the hair thing. As someone with hair so thick you could break a plastic comb in it, I'd be self-conscious, then I'd shave and grow up. Well, maybe that's easy for you to say, Kowalski. A big part of my own self-identification is my hairstyles throughout my life. In fact, my partner, the reason she first noticed me in high school was when I did something with my hair.
Really?
If I didn't do that, she might have never met me. And we went to the same.
Wow.
We went to a really big high school. Like, we went to the same school for all 4 years, and didn't actually interact until senior year.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Did you guys start dating in senior year, or just
Yes.
interact? Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
yeah.
Wow. So you guys are high school sweethearts. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Oh, how cute.
Dog on a hot roof with a super chat. They do funny voices to cover up that they're mad. Oh, you're talking about Steven Crowder. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Mm-hmm. Good theory.
Troy Mosin with a super chat. $10 super chat. Thank you, Troy Mosin. Did you guys see the press conference that Mike Rogers in Michigan is trying to create division to get Democrats to vote for him over Abdul El-Sayed today. It was disgusting. Happy early birthday, Matt. Thank you. I did, although I will say that press conference, I did see like a clip of like a screenshot of it. And someone pointed out that one of the women at that press conference presenting herself as a Democrat previously on Twitter said like she voted for Trump like 2 or 3 times or something like that. That's how it usually rolls, right?
Shocker.
I mean, listen, will there be a few Islamophobes that actually did vote Democrat and cross over because of this? Sure. Extremely pro-Israel types, Zionists. Yeah. And I mean like hardcore Zionists. I do think like most Democratic voters, even people who might have, pro-Israel feelings, but Israel is nowhere near one of their most important issues. I do think that a number of those people will still vote for El-Sayed because they vote Democrat.
I mean, if you feel really cynical about American politics, just remember that Michigan voted for Obama in 2008. So I don't know if they did it in 2012. I know they did it in 2008. And so if they will vote for a black man named Barack Hussein Obama, I think that there's enough people willing to vote for Abdul El-Sayed. I do believe that, as cynical as I am with the American people. Doesn't mean he's going to win, but there's at least enough. Will they vote? I hope so. But, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to lose because of Islamophobia. At least I hope that's not the case.
Also, I feel like Mike Rogers has a lot out there on him that is going to make him quite toxic to a lot of regular, ordinary citizens in Michigan.
I hope so. I hope they see through the bullshit. Again, it's a very, very easy decision. Medicare for all versus fuck all. If voters reject the candidate who wants to give them health care, then they don't ever get to complain again. You had the option of picking something different. Now's your chance. If not, then fucking die poor. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, this election really is the clearest choice for Americans. Fascists are in control. Everything's going to shit. So do you continue to go with the fascists or the people who want to give you health care? If you choose the former as opposed to the latter, fuck you. Honestly, that's where I'm at. Like, you're going to die poor and you deserve it. Sorry. It's just easy. It's an easy decision.
Let's see. I agree wholeheartedly, by the way. Red Fire Blue Ice with a super sticker. Just a microphone. It's a mic drop. Thank you so much. And Kowalski with a super chat. Sexy socialists. Yeah, excuse me. I already messed it up. Sexy socialist saving Social Security. It was a tongue twister. There we go. This is how we save the republic. Yeah.
I like it.
All right. That's all I got over on YouTube. Although you could, while Mike reads, you could still get in your birthday super chats from me. Just
You
really
can.
gonna milk my birthday for all it's worth.
You milked that motherfucker, Matt. Okay, Cartoon, thank you for the $5 super chat. Got my Dune Part 3 IMAX 70mm ticket. Nice. I know you've been excited about this. Also, thoughts on Asmongold recent suspension and Tectone defending him. I support
Not Tectone, a guy who has allegations running in his family, actually, if I recall.
Really? I don't know enough about Tectone to really comment. I do know he's a piece of shit. That's the most that I know. In terms of Asmongold and his suspension, I think that it should be permanent because he has called for violence multiple times. For all intents and purposes, he's a neo-Nazi, and I don't think that should be allowed on the platform. I feel like you kind of have to draw some lines because what he's spreading is poisonous. And yeah, so I don't know how long it is. I haven't been following it too closely, but I hope it's permanent. It probably is not, though. Alienated QC, thanks for the $2 from Matt's BD. Happy birthday, Matt. They sent that to me. Keeping old memes alive. Not really Rachel Atwood. Thanks for the $2. Trust the man in the yellow van. Vote Waylon91. I believe. Are you talking about? I'm blanking on his first name. He's running against Richie Neal. Am I right about that? But yes, I second your comment there. I've got to look into this. I haven't been following that race super closely. Unknown, thanks for the £5. These hoops she has to jump through is like the trans healthcare in the UK. Can you live as wrong gender? Can you live without affirming care? Yeah, I think that's a great comparison to what the socialists are currently going through. Yeah. God, media is such a disaster everywhere. Kowalski, thanks for the $5. I'm a super capitalist. I believe that everyone should own the means of production to have a stake in our economic system. Everyone an owner. I like that. That's a little bit of a switcheroo. Beautiful. Looney Tunes, thanks for the $5. Even though this super chat is in Ariana's chat while Ari isn't here, happy birthday to Binder. May he realize he's not a fucking old man. And yes, Ariana is currently recovering from getting her wisdom teeth removed. So we send her
I've been there.
Our best
I've
wishes.
been there. I remember that. Not fun. Not fun.
Not fun at all. I haven't had my wisdom teeth removed, but I've had teeth removed. I had a molar taken out and another tooth taken out. Not fun. Not fun at all.
Funny story with when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So, the doctor prescribed me like the pain medication, and my dad picked me up because you need someone to come pick you up when you get your wisdom teeth taken out. And he brings me home. And I was like, in college still, so I lived at home. And the pain medicine was going to wear off, and you had to go get it. Like they suggest you go do it right away. And so my dad went out to get the pain medication for me, went to the pharmacist, and he's taking a long. The pain medication is wearing off. He's taking a long time, and I'm like, what's going on? And I call him, and he was like, oh, I thought while I'm here, I might as well get my shopping trip. Because he went to one of the I don't know, a Target or something, a place that had the pharmacy inside.
Right.
And I was like screaming at him. I was like, what are you gotta be kidding me.
That's funny. Looney Tunes, thanks for the $2. Hassan should come on Leftist Mafia. That would be amazing. We'd love to have him. I feel like we're a little bit small potatoes for him, though. But if he ever wanted to come on, of course, that'd be amazing. Alienated QC, thanks for the $2 Canadian. Medicare for all would save 114,000 lives a year. Yes, I think everybody needs to point that out every single time the subject comes up. 114,000 lives per year. That is... there's no other policy. There's no other policy. It's Medicare for all or go fuck yourself. Gorgonzola Matrix, thanks for the $5. Angie winning reminds me of Andrew Gillum's upset primary victory in 2018 for Florida governor. Also, Black Progressive lost to Ron D by 0.5%. That's right. Yeah. I remember that. He came very, very close. Florida was a different state entirely back then, it feels like. Oh, somebody in the regular chat asks, Mike, do you watch JoJo? I haven't seen JoJo, actually. I believe this person is referring to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I have not seen that, no. Alienated also says, we live in barbarism. That's true. That's a fair point. But I feel like it would get worse if, the young Republicans who are basically neo-Nazis take over. T-Types, thanks for the $5. Moderates and reactionaries are so out of touch that they're acting like Hassan is solely responsible for the rise of socialist politics. Yeah, you're right about that. And I love how, and Hassan makes this point as well, but after the 2024 election, there was this conversation about how Democrats really needed to broaden their appeal and go on podcasts, and there needed to be a Joe Rogan of the left. And we have one, and they're shitting on him relentlessly. I mean, listen, it doesn't matter. You could love Hassan or hate Hassan. You go where the audiences are, okay? He has millions of people who are very politically active. So if you are a politician who wants to use his audience to help benefit your campaign, I think that's just good politics. I think it's good politics, and it doesn't matter what the media says. You're getting access to tens of thousands of people who will phone bank for you, who will donate to you, who may canvass for you if they live in your area. I mean, It's an easy decision. It doesn't matter what he said. Like, we just had the conversation a few years ago about cancel culture. I thought that was bad, but now we're canceling Hassan again. It's just these people don't stand for anything. They're full of shit completely. They want to win without the left. That's basically what it comes down to. They hate that their path to victory is through the left. Chris Corcoran, thanks for the $2. Thank you. Moskowitz looks like someone out of Smiling Friends. I can't speak to Smiling Friends, but somebody shared a picture of what was it, like a Skyrim or Oblivion NPC with the same hair that's like a Hershey's Kiss, kind of. And it looks like Moskowitz.
I'll take your word for it.
Donald James, thanks for being a member for 37 months. Not Really Rachel Atwood, thanks for the $5. Tell all your friends in MA1 to come out for Jerome Whalen on September 1st, and finally vote out corporate cretin Richie Neal. Donate if you can, please. Okay, it was Richie Neal. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the reminder, Rachel. Really appreciate that. Yeah, definitely vote for Whalen. Looney Tunes. Oh, wait, actually, this one might be for Ariana, but either way, I'll read it. I'm sorry, but the caller is completely a sad fool. Jeremy Elwood, thanks for the $2. Dearborn turned Lang against himself. Huh? I'm not really sure. The only caller that we really focused on was the guy who ripped the Biden staffer, but I feel like that's not who Looney Tunes would be referring to. But
yeah, maybe, I don't know.
So I'm not sure. V-Man, thanks for the $5. For Angie Nixon to win in Florida, she will need to court Florida's Puerto Rican population. For that, she needs to come out against Project Esquencia. Interesting. Another one from V-Man, which, if completed, will destroy the environment of the town of Cabo Rojo and strive them of its water supply, since the town is in rain shadow. That's a good piece of advice. I hope that she gets the memo about that. By the way, for everybody, next Thursday, V-Man will actually be a guest on Leftist Mafia to talk about Puerto Rican politics. So that'll be really fun to have V-Man's perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that. Thank you, by the way, V-Man, for the information. WJ Poshton, thanks for the $5. Who do you hate more? Voters who always vote Republican or voters who back and forth between Dems and Rep? Definitely voters who vote Republican. I'm more annoyed by the voters who vote back and forth. Like, those people just need to.
But also that means you can sway those people. So you can't, like, you don't want to.
Right.
You don't want. You know, you want to keep them, like, it might annoy you, like Mike said, but you can't. Cutting them off means you're cutting off people who could potentially vote for you or your candidate.
I mean, you know, I understand hating them because
hate's a very strong word. Hate's a very strong word.
Well, I mean, it's just every election they act like the world revolves around them. You see these panels about them, and they just have these dumbass, vague ideas about politics. So they're very self-centered people. But like Matt said, yeah, I mean, these people are gettable at least. So Republican voters, however, they're just not gettable. And if you're still voting for Republicans in 2026, I mean, you're just okay with war crimes and pedophilia. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's not a red line for you, and that means you're a pretty shitty person. So I definitely hate people who vote Republican more. But that's not to say I don't have a pretty substantial hate in my heart for the people who go back and forth, because those people, yes, they are annoying. But I will strategically bite my tongue if need be. Well, I didn't do that last time. I was still really annoyed with them. I don't know. I just hate Republicans more. Sir Gerbil, thanks for the member chat. I just realized that Flipper comment that Crowder made was about Mason having one hand. Oh, I didn't catch that. But
what a loser.
I saw Mason respond to Steven Crowder talking about that. But like, Mason was like, you're not exposing some giant secret. The name of my channel is One Hand Politics. And I'm sorry, but like, is that an own? Like, Steven Crowder honestly has the mental acuity of a fucking like 8-year-old, where things like somebody's disability is like funny. I don't know. Even when I was 8, I didn't find that funny. Like, it's not even childish. It's just stupid and cruel. Like, how is that an own? Pointing out that somebody has one hand. I mean, you're divorced, Steven Crowder. That's like, at least Mason probably does pretty well with the ladies. You're divorced. You're a wife beater or wife abuser, maybe a beater. I don't know. But like, you were on camera abusing your wife. You have no room to criticize anyone for anything. And Mason is talented. So like, it's such a weird fucking thing to bring up. It's I don't know. Steven Crowder is a demon, so he's not like us in a plethora of ways. Fuggy says, one of my best friends in life was bald, full bald. By the time he was 20 years old, it definitely affected his self-esteem. Yeah, I mean, some men lose their hair really, really early, and that's unfortunate. Some people, they start to gray a lot earlier as well. I think it just depends. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that hair is such a big part of our self-esteem as men, right? For me, I would definitely take a blow to my self-esteem if, I lost my hair. I mean, it's thinning, but, I still have at least good enough hair. But my beard, I think, kind of helps a little bit to where I'd have some hair. Maybe I just, like, grow it out and then wrap it around my head, and that would be my beanie. If I was... No, I just shave my head. Fuck it. Rolando Capilleja, thanks for the $10. Words can't describe how ecstatic I am that Angie Nixon won the primary. As a 32-year Miami resident, I have never seen an impressive candidate as her. I just hope millions of Floridas feel the same. Yeah, I'm with you. She really gave me like the pickup that I was looking for. It was really nice to see her pull off that W so comfortably too. Thank you for being a member for 37 months. Good for Gabby. Appreciate that. Lord Magnus, nice to see you, man. Your beats are still coming, Mike. Just give me a second. Oh, don't even worry about it. You still sent me beats before, and I haven't mixed them into old outros. So yeah, don't you dare worry about it. I always appreciate you, though, Lord Magnus. For those who don't know, Lord Magnus does a lot of the outros. Him and Raw Heat. So I cycle between both of them. Really talented producers. So always love Lord Magnus. Thank you to Nick for the $1 chat. No message. Appreciate you. Kowalski says, Midwest Dems typically lock ranks after the general. This isn't the soft Northeast or West Coast. This is the crucible of the Midwest. Unity or death. I hope so. I do hope so. Let's see. Not really. Rachel Atwood says, oh, pronounced Jeremy. Okay, I wasn't 100% sure. In Western Massachusetts. Okay. Jeremy, good to know. Thank you for the clarification, Rachel. Red Fire Blue Ice sent a thumbs up super sticker. Thank you so much for that. And Checkmate sent in some sunglass emojis. Thank you so much. And last but not least from me, Marla sent in a $5 super chat saying thanks to both of you for holding down the 40 each week so reliably and all the work you do, Mike, to get ready for the shows. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you for the recognition. That's all I have, but you do have some more in, Matt.
Ooh, let me take a look. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's see. We got... Fuggy Boot Knowing. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Have you guys seen Tim Heidecker doing Alex on the Onion's InfoWars? Alex is dead. He exploded in his car. Yes, I've seen it. It is really good. And from what I've heard, reading about the coverage of it, it's apparently doing better than the original InfoWars did. Viewership.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Terabyte, happy birthday, Matt. Thank you so much, Tara. I really appreciate that. Let's see. We got Marla Surratt with a super chat. After sending a super chat to Mike, Marla says, happy birthday, Matt. You're aging like a fine wine. A hairy wine, but fine nonetheless. Oh, thank you so much. I don't know if I want to... it's funny because men, at least I, have this infatuation with having my hair, but I also definitely don't want to be described as hairy. There's a difference between having a full luscious head of hair and then being like a friggin' beast and just being a hairy guy. I know what you were saying, though. Thank you so much. I'm just joking around. SG Kickloop says, happy early birthday, Matt. Thank you. John Jeffrey says, speaking of wisdom, it comes with being old as fuck like us. I'm also turning 40 soon. Happy birthday. 40 more years. 40 more years. Thank you. Also, 40 more years sounds a little bit on the low end of what we want to go for. I mean, don't get me wrong. 80 is a respectable number, but I feel like you want to really, you want to push it. At least 40 more years. Put it that way.
Yeah, well said. Well said. I think 125 is the goal for most of us, right? And then you gradually fade away into dementia where you don't really know what's happening, and then you're just gone.
My grandma hit 96, so that would
96.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She actually didn't even remember her age. And when she went to she thought she was gonna, pass away when like the age her dad did, I believe, or something like that. I forget exactly with her dad or her mom. And like she was fearing hitting that age. And then she went to the doctor and they double checked her records to tell her how old she was because she was wrong when she told them. And she was like, you realize you passed that age like 3 or 4 years ago.
No shit.
Yeah, shit. No.
Oh, wow. Well, that's got to be a relief. She didn't even know.
Yeah.
How funny.
Kowalski of the super chat. Happy birthday. You don't look a day over 50. Also, you guys really putting the Canadians and women to shame. What? What did we do? What, did we do what?
We're doing good because the women and the Canadians aren't here. So we're holding it down.
Oh, I forgot the rest.
Men.
I forgot that the rest of the show are women and Canadians. We're the American males.
Yes.
Grim and Proper, 1492 at the super chat. Couple bucks for the birthday boomer. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's so nice. And you got a few in here too, I think.
Yeah, I think these other ones are for you actually. So I got a super
sticker. They're not in my super chat.
Oh, okay. Well, Checkmate sent this super sticker to me. It's a fist bump. So thank you. I believe these are for Ariana then. Happy birthday, Matt, from Lizzie Bennett. $5. To Mike, as a gamer, I'm surprised you haven't covered the GTA 6 leaks. Hackers shared leaks in response to ours. Corporatism. Yeah, I did see that. I didn't really think it would fit in with any of the videos or like any of the things politically that's been interesting to me lately. But
you should try cover. You should try as a news channel in general. You should try covering like things outside the political sphere sometimes. Just because you have such a big channel, I don't think it would hurt. And I bet you could possibly bring in some like new people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. From time to time, I'll do a video game video, and they do really well. I did one a couple of weeks ago about how late stage capitalism is killing video games, and yeah, a lot of people had interest in it. So I'm not against covering the GTA 6 thing, but I just haven't hasn't really resonated with me. I saw that the hacker was doing it. Like they're trying to, I guess, get Rockstar to bend to their demands to release a physical copy. They're also promoting their crypto scam coin. So it's opportunistic, but at the same time, I could get behind the message. Is it going to work? No, because Rockstar and Take-Two are giant corporations. So, I mean, if anything, I think that this is only going to help GTA 6 because it's just creating more news stories and hype around GTA 6. So I don't necessarily know that this is like going to be very effective.
I will as someone who covered it today for work at Mashable. I will add that this leak is definitely something bigger. I think Rockstar could potentially actually be worried about this one. Have you seen the footage?
I saw like one clip. I know it's like from about a 3-year build of the game. It looked like Grand Theft Auto. I wasn't like particularly impressed. I mean, just.
But okay, so the most recent one that dropped today is this clip of a plane flying in the game and like the cityscape. It looks like a flight simulator game. It's really well detailed or whatever. But at the end of the clip is a video, an additional video of the main character from the game shooting the leaker's name, leak, like cyber leak in the wall, like spelling it out with the bullets.
Oh, so they actually have a build of
which
the game.
means
Wow,
they have a build of the game, or it appears that way, which is different than just having videos from the game. Because if these leakers have a build of the game, a playable build of the game that has a significant amount of the game, the completed game, they could potentially really fuck with Rockstar and spoil the game. Like they could actually post storyline spoilers and play the game. And I feel like that would definitely be something that could ruin the rollout, the launch of this game that's 13 years in the making.
Couldn't they also distribute the file so people can download the game as well? That would be, I think, critical.
I guess they could do that, but it's also possible that there's information embedded in that could point to the leaker. Like Rockstar might have like, special code or like identifiers in the builds that can point to the leaker if it got out. But the things that you can't get, obviously, if you're just screen capping you playing the game. When you play Fortnite, for example, like there's like a tag in the upper right or the left-hand corner, I don't remember, that like identifies who you are, so you can't like do whatever, like post a video of you cheating or whatever with that, and like they could figure out who you are. I'm assuming Rockstar has that covered, but I guess they just weren't expecting someone to just post, videos of it. I don't know, but it could potentially be bigger. I guess we'll find out.
Oh, well, look, I'm always down to watch a giant greedy corporation get what's coming to them. So, I'm not against it, but
did you see that they're doing a thing with Netflix at the end of the month?
Yeah, I saw that. It's stupid. It's like, you're so pretentious. Just release a fucking trailer. It comes out in a couple of months. We still haven't seen gameplay yet, unless it's from the hacker. Like, just show us the fucking game. It's Grand Theft Auto. At this point in time, I don't know that I'm going to pick it up because I don't want to buy a game that's not physical on PlayStation. All of my digital library is on PC. So if they're not going to release a PC version, I'd rather wait until they do, because
I'm for physical games. We don't have a physical console because the deal was no more things in the house when we got my son the system. Also, the Xbox without the disc is cheaper.
Yeah.
But I feel you. I don't play console games anymore. That's just my son who does. I have a PC.
I'm primarily PC, yeah. But anytime it's console, I buy physical every time.
GTA 6 ain't coming out for PC for quite a while, so
yeah. I may wait. I don't know. We'll see. It depends. If there's a sale, maybe I'll pick it up.
You'll be waiting like a year minimum. Someone looked into the last time they ported it, and it took like a year before or maybe even 2 years before they ported it to PC. To be fair, they don't just do a straight port. Like a lot of those customization videos you see of people like playing as like Spider-Man or Batman in the GTA world are doing so because you can do a lot of things with the PC version.
Yeah, you can do mods and stuff, which is really cool. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Thankfully, there's more than enough games coming out that I want to play that I'm not going to be like itching to play that right away. I like GTA, so I do want to play it, but
I will say one thing drawing me to it is I'm gonna assume that the streaming like gameplay, like the streamers who play GTA 6 when it first launches are gonna get a lot of fucking views.
Oh, I would
Like
imagine.
that's gonna be a lucrative, like for anyone who streams it. Like people are just gonna be searching that shit on the YouTube and Twitch and like watching whoever. They're not gonna care how big that fucking streamer is.
Oh yeah, it'll pop off, definitely. But then again, if everybody's doing it, then that's oversaturated. You might not get as much views.
Maybe for some games, but I feel like the market for GTA 6 and people who won't be able to get it right away is going to be so big that they might be enough to spread around,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We'll see. We'll see how I feel when the time comes. But I mean, I think the Ocarina of Time remake is also coming out around November. So yeah, I don't want to buy a digital fucking, like the games that I bought digitally for like Xbox. Some of them aren't available. Like I bought one on the Xbox 360. Shit's not available. I've had to buy Mario 64 on the Wii, then on the Wii U. It's like, I don't want to buy digital on consoles because it's locked on the console, and odds are you might not be able to transfer it. It's just shitty on consoles.
Why like, these companies should really get really simple. Just fucking once they buy it, that's it. They own it. Even if it gets removed from sale, just they fucking own it. Like it's just I don't understand what's so difficult about that. Like it's the same thing as like just if you purchase something, it's still available for that person because they purchased it. If you lose the rights or you remove it from retail or for whatever reason, sure, that's your prerogative, I guess. It's no longer available for new purchases, but the people who already purchased it should still have it. I don't get what's so difficult. They would lose all of this blowback and still get their way if they just fucking made that the rule.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole reason why people don't want to do all digital is because there's no guarantee it's a license. Sony just reached into people's libraries and deleted like 500 movies, like Rambo, Terminator 2,
and
things
they'll
people
argue,
bought.
And they'll argue it's the rights thing or whatever. Fine, but then it seems pretty simple that it should be like embedded in the deals, like that there are no more deals going forward. If digital is the way of the future, it should be embedded in every single copyright deal or whatever, that when a consumer makes the purchase, it is always available to them regardless of expiring rights on new purchases or new streaming or whatever. A purchase means you outright own the digital copy.
Yeah. And if buying isn't, owning, then pirating isn't stealing. How do you like that?
Yeah.
Like you're going to incentivize piracy if they do shit like this, and if it's all digital future, like people are just going to steal. So they're kind of making their beds and they're going to have to lie in it. They're doing this because obviously it's going to make money, but they're pissing off a lot of people.
That's why I don't ever pay for a movie on, like, I don't buy a movie. Like I wait for it to come to a streaming service because I'm not going to spend $20 to buy a movie or $8, whatever the fuck it is, for a single title when it costs that price for a month's long of unlimited movies on a streaming service.
Yeah.
I will wait for that title to come out because I know I won't own it. I won't own it.
Right. I'll buy a Blu-ray, but not like an actual digital.
As someone who does, like physical copies just because of the situation of having 3 kids in a very small living space, we don't own any more physical media players because everything we do is streaming. So like I'm not a purchaser of physical copies of games or movies or things anymore, but I would consider purchasing the digital copy if I could be guaranteed that I own that copy forever.
Yeah. I mean, all of the Steam games that you buy, we've had those for very long. A lot of us had it since we were teenagers. And so there's at least stability with Steam. The only problem is that like if Valve ever got bought by a bigger company, that could change. So there's never really a guarantee. But the fact that like the consoles have been so unstable and how we've lost things we've bought before, it's just too risky. Like nobody wants to make that investment. Like if I buy GTA, I want to be able to fucking play it forever.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be something that can be taken away. So yeah, like I said, we'll see how I feel. If I really want to play it, I'll consider it, but I don't know. Right now, I'm really feeling down on Rockstar. Take Two. Lizzie Bennett. Is this you?
Oh, there's more. No, there's not, but I do have 2 more.
Okay, yeah, a couple more came in for you too. $10. Thank you, Lizzie. Hey guys, as a SOC Dem, I'm probably slightly right-leaning to both of you, but with all the DSA wins, there's fear-mongering communism. We're in a global economy. How can there be communism? Why no one brings this up? No, I think that's a really important point. Like, we're in a late-stage capitalist system, and even if you were to Thanos snap all of the Democrats out of existence and replace them with communists, that's not going to change shit. Like, what exactly can we do? Like, that's a good point. Like, I think that is something that we should bring up more often because, yeah, the whole global economy is capitalist, and the few countries that are not, they've been isolated. They've had to dig themselves out of a hole. Yeah, that's a really great point, actually. Thank you for bringing that up. Let me see here. I also have Not Really Rachel Atwood says, "Old man Markey still got it. Molten is old toast." Yes, definitely supporting Markey. And last but not least for me, Hawk22 or 222 says, "Hey Mike, looking forward to the Labor Day show." Hey, that's cool that you're going to be there. For those who don't know, I will be at the IRL show for the Bituation Room in Portland, Oregon on Labor Day. Francesca's coming to Portland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Are you on the show?
Yeah. I'll get to. I think I'm going to be on the panel, and I'll get to meet some of you there. I'm assuming it's going to be super cool. I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to meet some of you there, fellow Portlanders. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. There's going to be some other people there as well. We can't confirm it just yet though. So, but it's going to be.
You have to tell me right after we go off the air because I'm interested now.
Yeah, I'll tell you. It's a big guest.
Yeah,
way bigger than like huge. So it'll be cool if they're going to be confirmed. But that's all I have.
I mean, Portland, Oregon, trying to put 2 together. Big guest. Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't even know who to guess.
Zoran Mamdani.
Why would that make any sense for Portland?
I know it doesn't. That's why I threw it out there. Random. Benjamin Netanyahu. Yeah, there it is.
All right. Jacqueline Leach 7050 with a super chat. Happy birthday, Matt. 40 is fierce. Thank you so much. The Blue Witch 2024 with a super chat. Happy birthday. Yay. Leos are rad. Usually I would say I don't believe in that type of stuff. I think it's silliness, zodiacs, horoscopes, whatever. But I feel like that'd be offensive to you because, and I don't want to do that because you sent the super chat, which is very nice of you. But I feel like it'd be specifically offensive to you because you have the word witch in your. I'm assuming you're. But I believe, I just looked it up. I believe I'm actually the first day of Virgo, whatever that means. So unfortunately, because I'm August 23rd, I don't think I'm a Leo, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't really follow that stuff as well. I know that my sign is Cancer, which is, that's kind of a fucked up sign. I didn't name it anything else.
Oh, that Blue Witch just replied, Virgos suck. That's really funny. That's really funny.
That's
to be so nice about it. Yay, Leo's rad, Matt. And then Virgos suck. a one day difference went from me being awesome to me being the worst.
The stars don't lie, so you suck, Matt. She's just joking. Oh, her ex is above Virgo. I see. Yeah. I didn't think you were serious either, Blue Witch.
All right, folks. Oh, by the way, I'm only, I think I'm about 1,000 YouTube subs. YouTube subscribers, not even the paid ones, just the regular hit that subscribe button. I'm 1,000 away from 40,000, which feels
Very
like
cool.
I know it's nothing to you. You're like 10 times that, if not more.
That's substantial.
But that feels like a substantial amount. I feel like it's the amount, like it's one of those amounts where like the subscribers start coming in quicker. You know how they say like there's an amount you hit where like progressively for some reason people see a channel with that amount of subscribers and they feel like they should be subscribing too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Feels like that's close to that type of number.
Yeah, no, that's substantial for sure.
Yeah, I'm milking that birthday. Don't just give me money. Subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/MattBinder. And at twitch.tv/MattBinder. I'm over 7,500 followers. Again, not paying subscribers, but 7,500 followers. But also, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get a free Twitch Prime subscription every month to give to a creator. What better month to give it to me than my birthday month? So if you haven't done that already, see what I'm doing here? Costs you nothing, by the way. Comes free with your Amazon Prime subscription. All right, I think I'm done milking my birthday.
Hey, that's what you got to do. Do we want to raid the paradigm shift on Twitch?
Let's see. Paradigm. I can't. Oh, I see them. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right.
All right.
Let's do it.
There we go. Got it queuing up. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining the show. Really appreciate seeing everybody. I will be here next week as well. V-Man will be our special guest. We might bring on somebody else because I don't think that Lance is going to return yet either. I believe Rebecca and Ariana will be back, though. Not 100% sure. But, yeah, you all take care.
Oh, wait. I'm hitting raid now, right now. Here we go. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend.